Yeah. And you're looking powerful in your attire
Thank
there.
Thank you. Anyway, good morning to you. You're welcome to another edition of GH Today here on a beautiful, depending on where you live in Accra, a beautiful wet Wednesday morning. Depending on where you live as well, a beautiful chilly Wednesday morning.
You had to go there. It was only wet around your neighborhood.
Well, yes, that's what I'm saying. Depending on where you live.
But once you moved from your neighborhood, it was dry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a
But
dry.
it's a chilly morning. Yeah.
Well, relatively.
Yeah.
And we like it like this.
I love this weather.
I miss our winter.
You know, where did it go?
Charlie, just like some things, but we'll leave it there.
Anyway, it's a packed day. Please don't miss any part of it. We have a lot to unpack, of course. So we'll take you to the world of sports. We'll take you to our breakfast review where, you know, it's Wednesday, right? So it's an all-female ensemble where we'll discuss issues of national interest. But before we go through all that, let's head to Inside Out. So on Inside Out, we'll bring you a mixed bag of issues. We'll start with the presidential media encounter, which happens today, this evening. President John Dramani Mahama will be meeting the press, obviously strictly by invitation. But you know that the media will have an opportunity to ask the president what his continuous vision is for Ghana. He has a social contract with us, so obviously we need to be able to ask him questions. We need to be able to quiz his policies. I'm sure a lot of the questions will center on corruption-related offences, his fight against galamsey. Oral, people want to know about Oral. It's one of the things that he talked about a lot on the campaign trail. How many months on? We don't know where we are on Oral. The Attorney General has addressed us a few times, but as we speak, we do not have any concrete thing on Oral. And then the fight against galamsey. Is it not time to ban illegal mining in its entirety? Is it not time for a state of emergency on illegal mining? And then maybe you also want to hear, I know that it's a tough position for the president. You know the Benue conflict.
Yes.
You know, he's an adjoining town, which is where he's from. So it puts him in a very tight position. But I really want to hear
him talk about the Benue.
Yes, because I'm sure some members of his community have also fled. So these are your kinsmen fleeing, you know, for safety. So as president, this should be at your doorstep. So
and basically the humanitarian crisis that we've been confronted with as a result of that crisis there, because now people are sleeping in makeshift tents. People are having to deal with food that they can barely eat because they say, and I remember speaking to the DCE, he says that all that is donated is rice. So aside rice, there's nothing else.
Yes.
So you eat rice in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening. And there are nutritional challenges there, health implications, because now people are crowded in a space. They are not able to do things the way they would have wanted to. So all of this will be happening with the Benue conflict. And you see, and that's why one of the reasons why I keep saying that as much as possible, let's try to avoid escalating disagreements, because the impact is not only on the people in the area. Now, look at us. We're still on national television, and we have to discuss a conflict that could have easily been prevented, easily. So you see, sometimes I know tensions rage, you know, if you are flared up, you want to be able to register your displeasure and other things, but look at the consequences. Will it be worth it? Let's always ask ourselves those questions.
I'm sure there are a lot of things on your mind as well as we meet the press. And then I'm curious, has the 24-hour economy started at the presidency? It's something I am particularly curious.
Right, so maybe the president will work from morning to evening, then the vice will take over.
You know, yeah. Ibrahim Alassane has joined us. Ivy, good morning.
Good morning. Lily and Joshua, good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you also. Are you looking forward to 24-hour economy starting at the Jubilee House?
Okay, I think we should get the promise proper, and that is the one that will bring us jobs, the one that will make services available to you round the clock. Say, you've applied for passport, right? You are working from morning, as you are here, you're living at, say, 7 p.m., some are living at 8 p.m. You can still go to the passport office and pick your passport because people will still
be there. Those were the promises Kodjo made to us.
Exactly. So we want those ones started first. For the president, he needs a rest, you know, because even when he's
but he can rest. The office can continue working.
No problem. No problem. So the 24-hour economy at the office of the president, yes. But for now, we want the direct promise of those sectors of the economy that will be beneficial to all of us. Because, yes, all of us, especially job creation. So there are many questions, and I'm sure. And see, our admonishment to people who get opportunities is that there's not a time to go and pre-sync, to be honest with you. Don't go and...
This is Mohammed too.
Space.
This is Mohammed too.
Yeah, don't go and waste
space. He's coming in, he says that he has an agenda.
Yes.
Okay, where are we on that agenda?
Exactly. See, I'm not going. Yes, and I'm not going. And there's a reason why I'm not going. I'm not going because I feel this will be a friendly match. The president has been in office just 8 months. What scrutiny are you going to subject this administration to? You can only elicit answers futuristically as to what are you going to do about this? What are you going to do about it? Aside that, yes, fifth equities issue he raised is something that the president must made to speak to relative to his own party people, scattering the agenda to recover.
But you know, this is not news. I say this because, and even in the SWL administration, when people were under investigation, there were some members of...
it happens.
So it's like, scratch my back, I scratch your back.
The Kasok intervention. The Lawani, you know Lawani. Lawani is the Lawani intervention. And many other interventions, right? But the point is the right things must be done. You see, the late President Mills started something, and I think if we pursue it, it will be helpful. Not about throwing people into jail. Just recover, right? Probably with interest, and let them be. So if indeed you embezzle public funds, we are not saying you should be thrown into Grand Maria or whatever. Just recover, and then let us know that that money has been recovered.
But isn't that the purpose of oral?
That's how it's supposed to be. But so the interventions, that's the point. So the president should speak to this, right? There are many other things that I think the president should speak to. Right. But what we will not take from journalists today is going to be praising the president. The president doesn't need that.
I know, I understand where you're coming from, but knowing us, we would get that. Mr. President, thank you so much. I want to say that in the past 8 months, you've been doing excellently well. You are on the
We can say that agenda. For you here. So let's say that for you here. When you get there, don't waste that space.
And unnecessarily prolong the encounter.
That's the point.
You know,
because it's supposed to be crisp and then...
and then we're out of there. Please don't go and praising the president. Everybody knows that he has the goodwill for 1.7 million votes.
Yes.
That's overwhelming endorsement. So he has the goodwill. But 9 months on, we want to know.
But kudos to the president. I think this will be the swiftest
of
media encounters. And that's good, right? He always says he's a member of the GHOne. Maybe that's what has informed our witness. And
our president, Albert Jumfo, will say he's the president's president.
Good. That president, we must admonish him. When he gets the opportunity to ask questions, he shouldn't ask too many questions, right? Say one man, one bullet, right? So if they say
then media freedom as well.
Yes, of course, he will have to speak to that. And he's spoken to that already. When DJ paid a courtesy call on him, he spoke about his own people and how they handle the media. I think that one must be internalized. Security people, national security people, including people who work at the presidency, and how they view the media.
And I think people who work at the presidency should not think that they are doing the media any favor. They are not doing anybody any favor. And unfortunately, some of our colleagues have made it look like they are doing us a favor. No. You are not doing anybody a favor, unfortunately.
We are all working for Mother Ghana.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Let's get that done.
And then Guta is in the news.
Yes. See, it's befuddling why Guta always wants to test the patience of whichever man or woman is in charge of our affairs. See, there's a GIPC law that bars foreigners from the retail business. We know that. But since when did GHOne become a law enforcement agency? And see, we've been tolerating this for far too long. You cannot on your own look up anybody's shop. How is it difficult to understand?
Because you are just an association.
That's the point.
You are not a regulator.
When the president is in Singapore, he's in Japan, telling people that he's going to waive the minimum capital requirement for investors to come, you are there misbehaving. What is that?
How do you go and in what capacity?
That's the question.
So
if you go there, no, before that, what be the boat anymore? What are you going to? No, that's the point. You are going to lock my shop, right? I have no reason to believe that you are from any law enforcement agency. If I pick something and hit you on the head, what then becomes of you? That's the point. So let's not tolerate lawlessness.
Engagement is the way to go. If you have any issue,
engage the authorities.
Yes, because you claim that 70% of foreigners have invaded your market.
Yes.
Okay, granted. But who is to take the blame? Who allows them to come into the market? It is the regulators and the agencies.
To take them on.
Take them on.
And practically, you know what they can do? See, they are crying because of the extortionist attitude.
Yes.
Go to TipTonely and go and buy mobile phone accessories from a foreigner and move to a Ghanaian shop, and you can tell the difference. And that's why the foreigners are thriving. They
because
add just
they
1 cedi,
enjoyed monopoly
2 cedi.
for so long.
Yes, they add just 1 cedi, 2 cedi. And little
but the
of
Ghanaian
water.
will add 10 cedi, 20 cedis. They want too much profit.
So they should attend to the practical aspect of their business, right? And of course, we all agree that there should be some level of protection for locals. It happens everywhere. Trump is talking about tariffs.
In every country.
It does. It does. But the enforcement doesn't lie in your hands. That's the basic point we are making.
So GHOne should look at the appropriate quarters to handle the matter.
That's it.
But then I've also had conversations where they say that, well, they've made all these things known, nobody's taking any action.
So then you take
so now they are doing citizen arrest.
No, but citizen arrest, granted, you are trying to prevent them.
Locking up my shop.
But if you lock up my shop and I take you on,
yes,
how are you going to respond to that?
And in the process,
because that's
people are losing
arrest,
money.
Right?
Yeah. I can come and tell you that I had millions of dollars in my shop. As a result of your action, I've lost that. Where is that going to end? The point we are making to GHOne is that
you have a point.
You've always had
you have a germane concern.
Under Akufo-Addo, we spoke for you. And in fact, under Rawlings, you had same issues. We spoke for you. We are saying you are right. The law is with you, and the law favors you. The retail business is the preserve of we indigents. Yes, I can decide to ditch journalism and go and set up a shop somewhere and say that is my right as an indigent. But if somebody is encroaching on that turf, it doesn't lie in my hand to go and be high-handed and be combative as they are. Because it can only result. Imagine we've been there before, where others have retaliated.
Yes.
That's the point we are making. So, GHOne, we beg you, this endless fight, every cycle, and you go through our archives. We cover similar stories.
It is the same thing. Different dates and different names.
Yes.
But the location
when they were asked to reduce their price,
the location doesn't change.
When they were asked to reduce their price because the dollar had
did they hit to it? They gave us excuses.
They said they had already imported products.
You see.
But how many months on? Are they telling us that the products they imported since December?
You are not buying the product. The product is in the shop. And they imported so much.
And who are to blame?
They imported for 3 years.
The foreigners.
The foreigners are to blame. Yes. How convenient.
And the foreigners,
how convenient, you know.
But I mean, the point is well made that GHOne has a point. But then the enforcement of that point is totally wrong. And I remember that even in that process where they were looking at shops, there was a man who said, listen, I'm not an illegal foreigner. As it stands now, all my children have Ghanaian passports. They were born in Ghana. I've been here for that long. And GHOne says, no, it doesn't matter. Someone fronted for you.
How are you going to be able to confirm whether that individual has indeed naturalized? That's again. Just imagine our ambassador to Korea. And he sets up a shop at TipTonely. You just go, you look at him and say, no, you are not Ghanaian.
And then upon checks, you realize that the person
he's actually nominated to be an ambassador for us and work in our interest. The point we are making is that on the face value, you cannot assume that people who have foreign accent, people who look foreign are indeed foreign. And that's why you leave that to the individuals who can check documents and realize that you have naturalized, you haven't. That's the point. It shouldn't be difficult.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's talk about the man who's in the cooler.
In the Black Maria.
Yes, was that necessary?
We thought the Black Maria was for Akwitia.
Probably because Akwitia, he couldn't find anybody.
He had to, someone must enter.
Yeah, someone must enter.
Maybe at the time, you know, there was no official vehicle, so we had to use the Black Maria.
But I think it's not necessary, to be honest with you. And you see, things that we condemned under Akufo-Addo on this platform, we would never endorse them if they happen today. And this is one of them. A misdemeanor, the least you can do is give the person bail. And here I'm not even tackling the police, I'm tackling the judge. I'm told that when the judge head TV, so you see, the point we are making is that, see, all that he said, and yesterday we condemned him roundly, you know, on certain terms. And this is serve as a lesson to Abronye. The withdrawal doesn't help anybody, right? That granted. Grant the person bail. Let him have his day in court from his house. This is a misdemeanor. Worst case scenario, you can't jail him. You can only fine him. So why are you jailing him now?
I remember Salam's outburst. Black Maria! Black Maria, how? How do you put that brand in Black Maria? I've seen a post from A+.
He said, he says free Abronye.
And not just
I don't know whether he's being sarcastic
or... You see, I feel that, you know, A+ has also been very vocal.
So in essence, he's trying to speak for himself. Okay.
If you don't think he might end up in Black Maria.
Imagine your MP in a Black Maria.
So I think admonishment and of course the advice to Abronye's lawyers will be that they should quickly go to court. And even before the days of the remand wear off, they can get him bail. They can, so they should trigger that process and get him bail. But then again, lessons must be learned.
Lessons must be learned, absolutely. Absolutely. That I agree.
I think that we need to move on from here as a country. And you know, they are giving credence to what some political watchers, some members of the opposition are saying that is a witch hunt.
And sometimes they do it thinking that they are trying to please the people in authority. How is this helpful to President Mohammed? How is this helpful to this government? The point I'm making is that I can beat my chest and say that this is without a directive of anybody, right? But because the video that's in circulation, he doesn't even mention the president. He mentions the IGP. If that's why he's being held, right? So if the IGP feels defamed, what else are there? The right quarters are there for the IGP to personally take Abronye on, right? But the point.
But you know that the video we played is actually a short version. There's a longer version.
Oh yes, he mentions
where he attacks the president and everybody.
Mentions everybody.
But on what grounds? Is it on the president? Is it on the IGP?
Betrayed, breach of public peace, as we are told, and whatever. All those things are granted. See, I'm not faltering the police for effecting an arrest. No. We are just saying that he could have been granted bail. Then you take it from there. Right?
So it's the handling of the matter.
That's the point. And see, sometimes it happened at Akufo-Addo.
Yes.
Which president will say that a few months to election, when Gen Zs are protesting, pick them up, lock them up. And unfortunately, the AG came to defend that. You are losing votes, and nobody saw that.
And they were not protesting because they just wanted to. They were protesting against practical issues that were affecting the ordinary Ghanaians.
Exactly. So that's the point IB is making, that for all you know, the president did not even ask that be done. But people are trying to be overzealous and show that, oh, we did for you.
Trying to be in the good books of people in authority.
Anyway.
And obviously it affects the people in authority because someday they will equally go out of government, and then they will suffer same thing.
Enough of the threats about resurrecting corpses of people and punishing them again. Those are political thoughts. But Charlie, see, wrong is wrong.
Absolutely.
And sometimes you are seeking for collector office, right? You go about threatening, including the people who will give you that office. Would they give you that office?
Lesson learned. But thank you, Ibrahim Al Hassan. That's our boss here, political desks See you. Helping us to appreciate Inside Out. But that's it for Inside Out. We'll be back with the latest in the world of sports. My brother from Hodome has joined me. Jones, ADZI is here with the sports. Jones.
Yes, sir.
Agbonwaka ke.
So it's okay. Anyway, what's up in sports this
So
morning?
you know the World Cup qualifiers are on. Before we look at Ronaldo, I mean he's broken another record. But before we talk about that, you know when the World Cup comes, it comes with songs. And I met this young man at the Accra Sports Stadium, and he says that he has a song for the Black Stars. He has a vision that we've already qualified, so he has a song for the Black Stars. Let's get to see that young man and his new song for the Black Stars for the 2026 World Cup.
The game was very cool. It's God who delivered this goal for us because we don't know if it was Joe. We don't know what will happen, but let's say when the Evelyn Kalatolo it gets fly. So I thank God and I thank Sibo, the new player too. Yeah. I don't know if all the players they will call them new, they will penetrate like this. I think Ghana will have many good players to come. Yeah. So I thank God and I have a song that I'm promoting and I'm pleading Ghanaians to help me to promote it. Okay. The title is Ghana Day here for the Black Stars.
Play for us. Play for us.
Okay. Thank you.
Awesome. Sibo was the man of the match.
Because this one, the American woman,
So, it means Joshua is not going, right? You are going to Mexico.
No, I'm not going to Mexico. I'm not going to Mexico.
You don't know
I'm supporting the Black Stars. What do you mean?
Who scored a goal for Ghana?
No, the fact that I didn't. Why? Who doesn't know Jiku?
Exactly.
Who doesn't know Jiku? Who doesn't know him?
Yeah, nice one.
Well, talking about Alexander Jiku, he secured a move to Russia. That's why he actually delayed in coming to the Black Stars and then did not play the first game.
Right.
And then you see visuals of him and his new team there. So he joined Spartak Moscow.
He actually looks like them.
Yes. Yeah. No. He's a pure man, please.
Yeah. I know. I'm saying that at this point.
There's football in Russia.
Oh yeah. There's football in
Regardless
Russia.
of.
No. Yes. Football is happening in Russia.
But is that football in Ukraine?
The league is on.
He's not looking like them. He's looking so much like a Russian, like a black Russian.
He's an man.
Looking like them.
Yes.
Not a local like that.
So he has joined Spartak Moscow on a 2-year deal, and congratulations to him. We wish him all the best. See, that guy defends like he's a true Ghanaian. He has the blood of a Ghanaian in him. He plays for the badge, and he's always there, making sure that he delivers for the Black Stars of Ghana. So congratulations to him. We wish him all the best.
Mali wants his goal chopped off. You know that, right?
Because of what? If you see the goal that Nigeria scored yesterday, you know hand of God. Maradona scored a goal called hand of God. Proper hand of God yesterday. But then with that, let's move to the qualifiers. And I told you guys that, you see, for us who are complaining that Ghana, we couldn't beat Mali well 3-0. Nigeria, World Cup, they know the airport, they will have to watch it on GHOne TV. So the results are from yesterday. Yesterday, Egypt, they worried the boys. They had to play a 0-0 draw yesterday. And then the big one, Congo taking on the lads from Senegal. Congo were actually leading 2-0. So their fans were happy that actually, and you know, they were on top of the table.
Right.
Then Mali, what's the name? Senegal had to come back strongly in the second half to win that game 3-2. Now it means that Senegal moved onto the top of the table. And the fans got angry. They took off the chairs onto the pitch. Yesterday. So, yes. They were not happy at all with it because, I mean, it looked all said that they were going to win and then get all 3 points. If they had gone on to win, they would have been on top of that table with 2 games to go and destiny in their own hands, as Coach Otuado would say. But now their destiny is in the hands of other clubs and they have to fight for another spot. So they also couldn't get that 3 points yesterday. We saw some of the other games there happening as well. For us in Africa, Tunisia and what's the name? Morocco have made it to the World Cup. Yes, so they are the teams that have made it to the World Cup. And one other team, trying to make it, is Ronaldo's Portugal. Yesterday, Ronaldo set a new record for the most goals scored. Well, he's broken the record. He's yet to set it, but he broke the record, 39 goals. He scored 39 goals and breaking that record for the most goals scored in the World Cup qualifier there. And then some of the results happening yesterday.
Hey, 11-1.
It's 11-1. I'll say, hey. Norway, in fact, I don't know, trashed, whitewashed. What should we use? Demolished, demolested.
No.
11-1. And Haaland scored 5 goals in that game.
Why? Everybody scored.
Haaland actually scored 5 goals in that game, beating Moldova in there. And the likes of England also won 5-0 on top. And then, of course, we saw France also winning in that game. So the big boys are getting some wins in the World Cup qualifiers as well. One surprising one is Bolivia. And Bolivia going to World Cup.
Sure.
Bolivia, you see Bolivia, they're not far from Mexico, so they just put them close to Mexico. As for America, they do not get. But guess who they beat? They beat Brazil.
Yes.
They beat Brazil by 1-0 yesterday, and they've picked up a playoff round. They've not qualified automatically, so they will play the playoffs, and then if they do win, they will be getting to USA, Mexico, or Canada.
One interesting thing about Bolivia is the topography. It's a very mountainous country, so the air pressure is challenging for everybody. Right? So they have acclimatized. They live there. That's their country. And so we will struggle to breathe. So all the time, either we play draw or they beat you. So it's not surprising. It's not surprising.
And for Brazil, they've already qualified for the World Cup, so it's just a normal routine game there. But then the worried boys yesterday, investors were worried. That's why we call for
Musa Dankwa
to come and save the boys. Because if he would have told us that, you see, the topography things, guys, bet against Brazil. And they would have done that easily.
No, he wouldn't.
And he's responded.
He would have just given you the nuances.
Anyway, let's end off.
That's why we say stop betting.
Yes, I tell them, stop.
Just bring your phone.
Me.
Let me delete that.
Let me be honest. Let me be honest.
You monitor.
My pastor is watching me now. Let me be honest. I used to, but there was a day that Leicester City did something to me. Close to, I will not mention the amount, I'll tell you guys later. I could not sleep. Around 4 a.m. I woke up, I said, It was from that day that I realized that Jones,
can't do this. Your calling.
Yeah.
You can't do this to
But
yourself.
when you did that, we should have called the pastor to pray for you.
No, but the money will not come. Because honestly, I could not sleep that evening. So it was from there that I stopped. I help boys, but media, I go take my airtime, call my mommy. I go take the money, take my airtime, take call my mommy. Or my female friends.
Okay. No, mommy, stick to the mommy.
Mommy.
Because the people are just like Betty. In fact, if it's worse than Betty.
Which one?
The female friends.
Female friends.
Worse than Betty.
My brother.
My brother. I'm just advising them. Let's end off with basketball. There is action today at the Accra LWAC 37. I mean, they are doing so well there. We'll be having an interview with the basketball director. Okay. Let's get to see some of the fixtures today. So the GRA take on the Knights. So the GRA actually have a basketball team put together. Trust me, there's a lot of money going in there. Like they're doing well and they play some good basketball. They're actually on top of that table. They take on the Knights. And then Nungwa Cold Store. That is IB's favorite team.
Yeah, my favorite team.
Nungwa Cold Store.
I was advising them to change the name to Nungwa Blackhead. When we're in school, yes.
Sokoto Red.
Yes, so that is the name of the basketball team.
Yes, it's a basketball actually.
Yeah. So
not far from Mutala.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's where he buys his fish.
So Nungwa Cold Store will be in action tomorrow against the Reformers as a team for the prisons. Yes. And then we see the Task taking on Tema Youth. Tema Youth are already relegated, but they're still competing.
Oh, Tema.
Yes,
the
Tema
whole
Youth.
team.
Because basketball, they can.
What's I
So they're
say?
relegated in football. And now
basketball too. Yeah.
So then they should just stick to the music.
Nkoma must be turning in his grave.
Then in the women's division, the police will be in action today. They also have a very wonderful team, basketball, against the Navy. You know, what they've done is that the armed forces, the forces have invested in this sport. So you see them in the volleyball and then the basketball as well. So some of the fixtures happening today. I'll be there at the LWAC Stadium to cover the basketball. So yeah, there's the table, the GRA on top of the Women's League. And then we see the Reformers a second, Police third, Navy fourth. So these four teams would actually play playoffs like we see in the NBA in the United States of America. And then the two relegated teams. The University of Ghana, they have a basketball team as well.
They've not been relegated, right?
No.
They are close to relegation.
Well, I'm protested.
Yeah, and in the men's division, the Knights overtook the GRA. So if the GRA win today, they would go above the Knights.
But it's interesting that in the men's division, University of Ghana.
Yeah, we have.
We
have a very beautiful basketball court. Right?
Yes, people actually go there.
They go there to train. And how come we are, Charlie?
You are just above the Wako store.
We cannot be. You see, we are the people who develop Blackhead, Sokoto Budali, and what have you, right? We are researchers. We must research into science, including basketball.
The science of basketball.
You get the point. We cannot be languishing as well as languishing. No.
The teams are better. The teams are better than you forget. That's all for sports this morning. Do join us on the game at 1 p.m. and then the Star Sports Digest on Radio Star FM at exactly 12:30 p.m. We'll talk the Black Stars and tell you something sweet about the Black Stars.
Oh.
My name is Joe Sadie Zedai.
I'll see them in Mexico.
And with IB today, we'll be outside. We'll be outside. We'll call Joshua on video call in Ghana.
They play.
Anyway, thank you very much, Jones. Let's look at what the newspapers are reporting. We begin with the Daily Graphic. Banner headline: Stay off retail markets. GIPC cautions foreign investors. Now, this is what we're looking for. But this should not just be a caution.
The caution.
Yeah.
Enforce it so that Guta would not have the right
to go in there and use high-handedness to lock up shops. Republic Bank appoints Sena Dake, independent non-executive director. Yeah. Okay. Apiati Reconstruction did not cover livelihood restoration. Committee fund trustee.
Yeah. So the homes have been built, but the livelihoods that they lost still remain lost.
That's coming with anyway.
Yeah, they have rooms, they have kitchen, but there's nothing to cook. Right? There's no food. So that's what the committee.
So government should bring them food.
Yeah, something like that. No, restore their farms, right? Yeah. Get them land where they can till
and give them seeds.
But the chiefs are there.
Hey. Aban is there.
But this one too, I just Aban, but no, because say okay, Mensah, bra, where phone ye, do what, Jibanchi, do. I mean, come on. Oh, no, but this one too.
All right. Anyway, well, that's the daily graphic for you. Let's check out the Ghanaian Times this morning. Government secures $1 billion deal to support 300 small-scale mining operations. This is according to the CEO of Gold Board, Sami Jimfi. There's also encroachment pushes up construction costs, according to the Housing Minister. Abronye remanded into police custody is also on the front page, and DPS B5 Plus offers scholarship to children of helicopter crash victims. And so that's the Ghanaian Times for you this morning.
Daily Guide this morning. Abronye DC caged in Black Maria, and small-scale gold export hit $6 billion. That's according to the CEO for the Gold Board. Licensed mine hijacked, national security accused, NDC MP in the mix. Otunfuo to visit Akwemuhene, and finally B5 Plus, a DPS lifeline for helicopter crash victims' kits. That is it for the Daily Guide this morning.
The Informer says OSP others called to act on Fifi Kwete's allegation on looters defenders. NPP cracks over development fee. Syrian Insurance CEO grabs 2 awards, touts companies' growing influence in the industry. Nurses on warpath with government threaten 3-day demo. For corruption, nepotism, and lavish styles, Gen Z's force Nepal PM out.
The bent parliament.
Come on. Hey.
These Gen Z's. Well, the custodian is what we have next with the banner headline, Baumia campaign trail hits Kumasi today. Also, so Akana Impe will be in Kumasi. Also, Colon MP disburses over, anyway, disburses over 300,000 Ghana cedis to needy students. There's also GHOne Boakon exposes Tano North NPP secretary over wicked lies against Dr. Baumia. Yeah, the Tano North MP is said to have said that GHOne Boakon even knows that Dr. Baumia would not be president, among others. So GHOne Boakon is exposing him then. Small-scale gold exports beats large-scale sector. That's according to Gold Board CEO. And our Zumbians make waves again in U.S. And he also captures the story on Abronye. Minority decries Abronye's detention, political persecution for you on the front page of the custodian.
The Chronicle this morning. Customs vows to clamp down on revenue leakages at ports. Abronye chauffeured to court in Black Maria. It comes with a picture of Abronye. Is he being assisted on or assisted out of?
No, I think this was
on board.
Yeah,
on board.
Yeah.
When you say on board, I remember a convoy driving. Yeah, on board. You waste time in the Battle over mining concession. Assemblyman shot dead allegedly by soldiers. Angry youth burn Asanko gold excavators in retaliation. And you can see the burned vehicles there. A very sad development there. The MP yesterday spoke to us, and he decried the happenings there. Hopefully, they are able to restore some calm there. Quotation for this morning, Proverbs 4:17. For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence.
Assemblyman shot dead allegedly by soldiers.
Violence all over, and Black Maria violence.
Okay. The Ghanaian Publisher. Baumia storms Ashanti to rally support. Gold Board secures $1 billion deal to develop 300 mines. Helicopter crash. B5 Plus DPS grants scholarships to victims' children. That's a good one. Minority condemns Abronye's detention, decries rising political persecution.
Well, let's check out the news center this morning. Ghana trails PS and 5G, missing the benefits, according to Mupita, who is CEO of MTN Group. There's also West African leaders unite against Lassa fever. Persons fighting EMP, not shareholders of Azuma. That's according to the lawyer there. And Rectron's plan to save ailing AT. Canadian Giants unveils $150 million revival blueprint to clear debts and modernize the network. Sami Jimfi unveils sweeping reforms for a golden future. That's the new center.
You know, the AT thing.
Yes.
You know, there are plans to merge Airtel, now AT, and then Telecel.
Move the subscribers to Telecel. The minister explains that it's neither a merger nor acquisition because that will change the narrative, right? We have to go seek parliamentary approval. Many other things.
So now, what will we call the subscribers?
Now, because AT has been incurring daily losses because they are renting the towers, masts, and what have you. If you are a subscriber, you are being moved to Telecel, right?
So now, what will I call myself?
AT at Telecel. All right. So the next paper will be the Ghanaian publisher. Yes.
No, we've done that. We've done
the Ghanaian publisher.
Yes, we've done this.
Oh, so then that should be it then.
We've done it.
The Ghanaian publisher. Yes. So the new publisher, handcuffs and coolie high. No bail for Abronya DC, NPP to stage demo, minority alleges political persecution, and resetting for value addition, gold ball to refine gold before export. Assembly member killed in Asanko Mines, Aluta, and Ghana Water demands 280% increment in tariff. But don't be alarmed. That's the proposal.
Yes.
In the end,
280%.
They will get something below 10 or a little above 10.
280%.
Yeah, they do that.
But you see, I think their concerns are very germane.
Yeah.
They are.
We have destroyed the water body, so now the production cost is so expensive, and then they're also losing so much money because some of us have illegally tapped into their systems and all of that, and that's why we are where we are.
But it doesn't mean that those who have not tapped, they have to pay.
Exactly.
Because then go and look for them and charge them.
Yeah, well.
I agree with you, Lily. Two things. All the problems you mentioned, Galamsey.
Yes.
There is a system in place, include with the national authority to deal with it, right? So that I cannot pay for as a consumer of water.
For me, I'm not bothered because where I am, I don't even use Ghana water.
You see? Those of us who use Ghana water.
I cannot be bothered at all.
The second one is revenue mobilization. If Ghana Water isn't able to fish out those who have connected into their system illegally and collect the money, how is that my problem?
Yeah,
exactly. Why do I have to bear the brunt of
so
somebody's
you customers should struggle and suffer with that.
You know, now we are
water
the struggle.
From tankers. I do. I buy water, so it's not a problem.
So now I am alone. At least let me fight for the ordinary Ghanaian.
Sister, the ordinary Ghanaian is not enjoying any benefits. You can't even open tap water and drink from there directly.
You see?
So what are we talking about?
Every Wednesday, my taps don't flow.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, my taps are off. Every Wednesday and Sunday.
Okay, just 2 days in a week. But lucky.
And those are the 2 days that people even get water.
Others have their taps for 1 2 weeks. And you have to store water.
You're going to charge them 280% more. Yeah. Come on. That's very unfair.
I mean, with the utility service.
Those who live in Dansuman, I used to live in Dansuman many years ago. Dansuman, once a month.
Yes.
Where
are you living? Akukufotu?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And you know, the poor intention are laughing at you this morning because they.
What happened to this salination plant?
Please, we beg you. We beg you. We couldn't
take
sun out of the
come
sea.
Again. I mean, this is very unfair. This will give rise to more illegalities. Yeah, because people will want to find ways, and then people will also be buying from the tanks. Then you'll be at a loss.
And what about ECG?
Yeah,
don't even
talk about it.
But to be fair to ECG, I have some stability in my power supply.
For that one. And it's not even ECG.
Yeah. Where is it from?
Oh, please.
But the minister, they work under the minister.
So at least let's credit the minister. Remember we engaged him and he gave us that assurance. So this one, let's credit John Abdullahi Jinapa. Good morning to you, our energy minister.
And all the guys at the energy ministry, Richmond Roxon, and all the guys, they're doing amazing work.
Take your flowers.
Take your flowers. But you know that when the light flips, we also flip on
but
you.
still in
Thank you. Anyway, that should do. Thank you, Ivy. We'll take a break here. When we come back, you know it's Wednesday, Rise and Afternoon Ensemble for the breakfast review. Please stay tuned. today here on GHOne TV. I am Lily Mohammed. How well do you know Ghana? Do not worry. Let's start with two regions, shall we? We start with the central and the western regions. Join your favorite TV station, GHOne TV, and Skycloud Travel Limited on this adventure and fun trip. We shall explore the amazing sites in these two regions, like the Nzulezu Silt Village, Asan Mansu Slave Market, Bisabrewa Museum, Kakum National Park, Elmina, and Cape Coast Castle. We shall lodge in the best hotels on the strip, like the Buzia Beach Resort and the Coconut Grove Resort. The date is Friday, September 26th through till Sunday, September 28th, 2025. The rate, if you are single, you pay 3,990. For double sharing, it's 3,490. And if you're a couple, you pay 6,690. For more details, reservations, and sponsorship, you can call the sales department on 0548 618900, 0548 618900, or 0555 0551 565708, 0551 565708. Is going to be fantabulous. It's now time for the breakfast review, and I've been joined on studio by a member of the NDC communications team, Nuong Falong. We're expecting a member of the NPP communications team to join us shortly, but not next year. Let me start with that. Good morning, Nuong. How are you?
Morning,
How
Lily.
are you?
I'm very well. How are you doing?
I'm doing awesome.
What program is that? This one we're going. How many
We're going for the weekend. We're exploring the central and western regions. Yeah. So join GHOne TV. Let's go and explore.
I don't have money. But it sounds very interesting.
Yes.
I've never done like a local tour where you go like from city to city. That's really good. Yeah, so good morning to you. Good morning to our viewers. Good morning to our comrades that have joined in, and my great people of Laura constituency. They say every time I'm on air, I should greet them in their language. So, yeah, Ansuma. I hope everyone is well. And I just want to appreciate government appointees and the hard work that they are putting into the reset agenda to stabilizing our economy, into improving the lives of Ghanaians. Today, we have the Presidential Media Encounter
this evening,
which is happening today at 8 p.m. At the Presidency. It will be live on TV. Are you going to be there?
Well,
I think there's some slots for GHOne.
Yeah, well, it's strictly by invitation, so you'd have to be invited. I need to ask my producers.
Please do, because I know that there are slots for the media houses, and those invitations have been given.
Okay.
So there should be representatives, at least two from GHOne.
But why is it strictly by invitation? Is it to restrict the media attendance?
Well, the space is not unlimited, first of all. Also, you have to think of security and all of that in an encounter such as this. But I think that it's a good thing that in 7-8 months, the president is meeting the press, subjecting himself to scrutiny, living up to his promise of accountability, because he's essentially saying in these past few months since he took over governance, people always have a lot of questions, right? There are a lot of policies that have been started. There are a lot of projects that are, government is working on. Sometimes the information is not as out there as you would want. People want to know. They have questions, they want answers. The president is saying, come and ask directly, right? Not, you've heard from some ministers who have, spoken to the media, but now President Mahama is saying, come and speak to him directly. Come and pose your questions, come and ask him. And I think that everyone already knows that President Mahama is very media friendly.
He's a member of GHOne.
Exactly, you see. So he's a member of the Inky fraternity.
Yes.
And he has never shied away from that, continues to treat the media with the utmost respect. So this is basically a one-on-one between the media and the president. That's a beautiful opportunity.
What will the format look like? What format will it take?
So it's basically, he's going to meet the media. give a briefing on certain pertinent issues so far, since between January 7th and now, and then open it up to questions from the persons that are present. And then he will give you the answers that you
Is it a selection of NDC-affiliated media houses? So it will be praising...
It's GHOne and NDC-affiliated
No, we're not.
Exactly. In fact, you guys are one of our biggest critics. Sometimes I even talk to you about it, because sometimes GHOne carries stories that you know are very critical of government. The media houses have all been invited. GHOne News would we say GHOne News is an affiliate of NDC? No. So it's been very open. You don't want people who are coming to sing your praise. You want people who are coming to hold you accountable, and that's what's going to happen. The questions are not, you know, controlled or known. So I think...
But will it be, just ask 2 questions, just ask 2 questions, just ask 2 questions?
Well, it's impossible to ask endless questions. Someone can come with a list of 20 questions. And it's not... If it's starting at 8 p.m., you want to be done and leave there.
How many hours are we expecting this?
We're looking at 2 hours.
Okay.
Yes. So there's enough time to ask questions and get answers. But if you allow people to ask endless questions, that would be quite difficult.
But how many? Do we know how many questions every media person or every practitioner is allowed to ask? Maybe 2, 3?
I think it depends on the time available. I mean, if you ask one and you get an answer, you ask another one, you get an answer. I mean, it should be, you know, at least give the opportunity to your colleagues to also ask questions and get their answers.
But why has it become critical now? I mean, it's just 7 months into 8 months.
I think it should have been done earlier, and that was the plan.
Why earlier? I mean,
because you want to keep an open line between you and the media. Yes. The NDC government has asked Ghanaians to hold them accountable. True. And what better way than to sit face to face with the media. So in fact, this is something that has been planned. You know, the plan was to have it much earlier. Unfortunately, there's been so much work. And even President Mohammed himself has been asking, when is he meeting the media? When, you know, because he's been looking forward to it. And so now it's time. But it's going to, there's going to be a continuation. It's not going to be a one-time thing. We'll try and hold it as often as possible.
Will it be an annual thing?
Oh, definitely annually there will be an encounter. But the hope is to make it more frequent than just an annual encounter. Yes.
Okay. Now, the Bono Regional Chair of the NPP has been in the news lately. From asylum seeking to being invited by the police to his arrest and then subsequent to remand to appear on September 12. And his colleagues in the minority say that this is political persecution, especially with the mode of transport of Abronye. He was transported in the Black Maria.
I was hoping the NPP lady would be here before we get into this. Have you seen the video of Abronye?
Yes, I have.
Insulting.
I have seen the one he insulted the president, the IGP, and all other.
Are you able to play that video on air?
Unfortunately, I cannot.
Why?
Because the language, the tone.
That's all. That's the only reason I asked. You are embarrassed to play his submissions on air. When his lawyer was being interviewed, was it one of these radio stations? After listening, he said it's possible that it's AI. It's not. You see, he was embarrassed to accept that that's his client speaking. That's how bad it is. Throughout the discussions on the media about the conduct of Abronye, no media person has been able to say, we are going to play exactly what he said on air, because you are indirectly insulting the president yourself. I think that we have cheapened our politics. We have reduced politics from ideas. You know, politics should be a discussion of rich ideas. We have reduced it to a politics of libel and slander. You know, the good people of Ghana deserve politics of ideas, of progress, of healthy discussions, not these personal attacks and insults and mudslinging that we have reduced it to. When you think of Abronye, what do you think about? When they mention the name Abronye, at any point in time,
you think about insults.
That's his brand. His brand is one of insults, one of denigrating people. He has done it even to his own party members. This is not something we should encourage. That's why I say the good people of Ghana deserve healthy, respectable politics. Not politics where people come and sit down and insult and lie. I'm a student of communication. It's very difficult for me to accept that we think disinformation, fake news, and deliberately misinforming the public is part of politics. We have a whole new crop of politicians who think that this is the way to go. Yeah. They sit down, put on a camera, set their ring lights, go to TikTok and see the toxicity that politics has become.
Yeah. Sometimes when you are in public and you decide to open TikTok, you always need to be careful to mute because the words are unprintable, very embarrassing to play in public.
Yeah. I think that his remand is purely a rule of law. There's a process that is ongoing. I think it's going to reappear on Friday.
Yes, September 12th.
Yes. So it's just due process. As to being carried in the Black Maria, I think it was more for his protection than anything else, right? His precious cargo.
How is it for his protection? There are so many fleets.
But you saw there was policemen in there, right? When he came out, look at the crowd. You know, you don't expect that everyone there is friendly, right? So this is just for his protection. Sometimes when they are transporting them and there's no vehicle available, what do? That's the Black Maria is available. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a vehicle.
That's a prison.
But that's what I'm saying. There were policemen in there. Would we say that we are denigrating those policemen also? I think that, like I said, it was just for his own protection. He's presently considered a very precious person of interest. And so if he was carried in the Black Maria, it's just to protect him and to ensure that he's kept safe throughout the hearing. I think that he should also re-examine his brand of politics. In fact, his party should be able to call him to order sometimes, because the manner in which he represents his party is not something that his party should be proud of. When you see Abronye on air, it's difficult for you to come off that program and say, Abronye came here to say this, or what is the positive way in which he represents his party? And the party should be worried about that. He's a whole regional chairman. And it's difficult to even refer to the things that he has said. Abronye has insulted everyone, unprovoked. Samson Ladi Ayenini, he's had his issues with him. My good boss, Joyce Bawa Mokhtari, recently sued him. He's been sued by Randy Abe. He's been sued by so many people. Once you mention Abronye, it is synonymous with insults. That's the brand that he's building. And I don't think this is something that should be encouraged. You know, we need to avoid reducing our politics to that kind of level where we sit on air, we fail to discuss the pressing issues that confront our nation, and all we are involved in is competing on who can insult who best, you know, who has the strongest, most unsavory insults for whoever. I don't think that it works at all for us, right? But as the process goes on, we'll all find out the conclusion of that. He himself has already run to how many countries seeking asylum. It means that he himself is aware that the way he's conducting himself is not appropriate. And I say that you seek asylum when you are being persecuted, not prosecuted. You are being prosecuted because you have done something wrong. No one is persecuting Abronye in this country. I think you should calmly go through the legal process and submit himself to the outcome, at least let us all understand that it is not okay. Look, imagine if I come and sit here this morning and you ask me a question and all I do is mention people's names and insult them. I do not think that there's anyone who will be happy to sit on radio or sit on TV and say some of the things that Abronye has said. He has made very ugly pronouncements against his own party members. He has done so against the media. He has done so against the NDC. He's basically become a loose cannon. His party should be able to say, oh, gentlemen, we do not appreciate the way in which you are representing us, because it's reflective of them also. As a regional chairman, if you can speak like this and you think it's okay, then you are only denting the image of your party.
All right, we've been joined by Ellen Amadeko. She's a lecturer at UPSA and a communication aide to Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. Ellen, good morning. How are you?
Hi, good morning. I'm fine. My apologies for being late. It's been a terrible, I don't know what's up, but it looks like
it's raining in some parts.
And cars are breaking down along the way, so you don't expect the traffic, and then it's there. My apologies, but I'm here.
That's fine. That's fine. We're discussing the remand of Abronye DC, his invitation, arrest, his lawyer not knowing his whereabouts, and then later his remand to September 12th. You are accusing the police of political persecution.
Good morning.
Good morning
to our viewers. Chairman Abronye is actually my regional chairman.
Yes, you have.
So this hits home because he's my regional chairman. I've been known not to agree with him on lots of issues. That one, I won't hide it. I mean, it's been public in the region and all that. I've not been a fan of his style of politics. But unfortunately, we live in a political system where you do not determine how people run their politics or how they want to do it. So far as it is not illegal. I'm not talking about morals here. I'm talking about legalities. So far as what the person is doing is not illegal, you cannot determine what the person should do. So the recent arrest, he was invited because apparently he said something on his podcast or something about the IGP and the president. Is that it? That is why he was invited.
Well, he was invited to assist.
Yes, of course. That was why he was invited. So he shows up. Now, before he even shows up, the day before he shows up, we have some police or thugs who jump or scale over the wall of the former Greater Accra Regional Youth Organizer's house, Moses Abo's house, goes to his house without a warrant.
Scale the wall?
Yes, there's a video all over with with police boldly written behind them on Sunday, scales into Moses Abo's house, about 15 to about 20 people. And the thing is that they said they were searching for Abronye in Moses' house. And we all went like, why would Abronye be in Moses' house? Because they heard he had applied for an asylum with other countries, therefore he's going into hiding. So that matter is even still there that we haven't finished discussing. What is the police's business? Scaling over a wall into somebody's house, looking for Abronye, when Abronye doesn't live in the house. But that's something that we have to discuss. Then Monday, he goes and he shows up because he was invited. He shows up and he's arrested. Isn't that what happened? And then they keep him, and then they send him to court. And you look at the manner in which they sent him to court, you wonder, what has Abronye done apart from what they said he has done, that's by insulting people? Are we going to arrest people Rambo style because of insults? And you find it interesting that now it's the NDC and its members who are advising us on insults and people's political branding. NDC. I mean, seriously. NDC advising us, the NPP, on Abronye's branding. We don't need the advice. I can definitely tell them that the NPP is not about to take any advice from the brothel. We are not about to take it from. This is a typical case of the kettle calling the pot black. I mean, the last people who should even talk about Abronye's insult is the NDC. No, they should even go through that. I feel that this whole process, if it's because of the insults, because when I look at the charges that were laid against him yesterday, it was what was the charge?
Offensive conduct.
Okay, so now you have to prove what the offensive conduct is and how that conduct is going to look. What offensive conduct and what public peace?
Breach of
public peace. Then it's up to the police to prove it. But carrying somebody who you said has his conduct is offensive in the sort of car that they carried that I haven't even seen known criminals being carried in, bundling him off and
the Black Maria
and all that, just for offensive conduct. Offensive conduct. Is that a misdemeanor? Misdemeanor, or it's a full-blown.
It's a misdemeanor.
And so we want to waste,
depending on the charge sheet. But what we know,
so we are wasting public resources with all the fuel that this car needs and everything just to carry one man. I can assure you, being my regional chairman and knowing him for quite some time, that this doesn't affect Abronya in any way. The only thing that the police is doing is they're just making him popular. And I'm saying this as somebody who doesn't support him. As I said, right from my region, I don't support him. He's going to go into an election, and he wants to go for the election of the regional chairman again. And it's quite a tough contest for him. All that the police is doing is to give him traction. That's what I feel, that they're just giving him traction. As for him going through the legal process, of course, we are in a country where we are ruled by rules and laws. So if his conduct is offensive and they are not happy with it, let's put him through the service. But I'm yet to understand how offensive conduct to you not grant the person bail, you're asking him to come back again. Anyway, as I said, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know what's going up. And Chairman Abronya, from the person I know, is not bothered. I just feel that the police is just giving him unneeded traction, making him popular. But that's up to the police. If the IGP feels offended and he feels this is the way that he can extract justice, that's up to him. The other issue that I have a problem with, and the party stated, and I agree, is how it seems that some people are picked up for offensive conduct and others are left to go walking about. We are sitting here when we went to Akwetia by-elections. You had the third vice chairman or second vice chairman, or third vice chairman of the NDC, practically slapping.
That's the first vice chair, isn't he?
Second.
Second vice chair?
I think he's the second.
Okay. Is he your second vice chair?
Yes.
Okay. The second. The first is the one who died.
Okay. Yes.
So, I mean, had this altercation with us, third child,
your third
and
vice
then
chair.
His people gave him a slap and all that matter. We are still sitting here. He hasn't been picked. The communications officer of the NDC in the Akwetia constituency was all over the place threatening Nanabi and the minority leader in parliament, saying that they want to kill him. They haven't been picked. The same chairman Azoka was looking for Afenyo Markins to kill him. We are still sitting here. Honorable Markins have actually sent a report to the police. He still hasn't been picked. Isn't that offensive conduct? That's even more than offensive conduct, in my estimation. But they are walking about, and then you pick Abronye for insulting the IGP. I'm not in any way saying that insults are good. As I said, I don't agree with the style of politics. But if you're going to be talking about picking people up, Chairman Azoka is there, if you haven't picked him up. The constituency secretary for Akwetia, NDC, who said he wants Afenyo Markin and Honorable Afenyo Markin and Nanabi to kill them. He's also working about threat to life. And so if the party is saying that the police is being very, very, very pricky. So it looks like there's a new set of rules for the MPP people who misbehave, and then there's another set for the NDC people who misbehave. Let's not forget that we're already coming from a space where TikTokers have been arrested. TikTokers have been arrested. Meanwhile, we have NDC TikTokers who are also misbehaving. They haven't been arrested. So if the party is saying that, yes, I mean, if we are laying down the rules, we want to sanitize the system, we want people to respect our leaders, we should the sword or the knife should cut both ways. You don't go arrest MPP people who you think are misbehaving and leave the obvious misbehavior of the NDC ones. Of course, the party will protest. As I said, and I repeat, I am not in any way endorsing insults. I have been somebody who has suffered from insults a lot. And so I am not one who is interested in it. But so far as it is not legally wrong to insult, unless we want to bring the criminal libel law back. And now we have a free democracy. People say what they want to say. You can't sit on their happiness. You may not like it, but that is it. But let's see how this will run. Perhaps this will form a precedent for how we are going to be treated, people who insult us and we don't like. But definitely, advice from the NDC we are not taking. I mean, they came in power on the back of insults, party-sponsored insults. And they want to advise us.
No.
She said you're allowed to say anything in politics. I mean, you're allowed to conduct your politics the way you want, as long as it's not illegal. However, fabricating and spreading false information is illegal. It is a clear illegality. I cannot make up and spread information about you. I can maybe come and sit here and insult you and go free. But once I fabricate...
Even that, you will not go free.
Yes, right? Yes, but it's not illegal. Do you understand? But once you come and make false information and deliberately spread it, you are engaging in an illegality. And it is okay for you to be invited to come and prove it, right? He has made a lot of allegations. When I started my submission, I asked you if you could play the video that we are referring to. But you couldn't. You have run away from playing that video because that video is a shameful video. The pronouncements in it, you are insulting the president, you are insulting other people, you are making allegations against the IGP. Come to court and prove it. It's that simple. And he's had his, he's in court now. It's a brilliant opportunity for him to substantiate the allegations and the pronouncements that he has made. This same NDC government prosecuted 8 persons just in the Abdekuma North by-election. You saw it. Clear commitment to not endorsing misbehavior. I'm not sure about the other people that she says politics of insults within the NDC. I don't know them. I myself do not endorse politics of insults and lies and fabrications because it could be done against any of us. It's not okay for someone to just show up and tell as much because you don't have any substance to share with the people. The people of Ghana, the people who are listening to us, our audience, our viewers, they deserve a politics of respect, a politics that engages in exchange of, Baumias can say they have rich ideas. An exchange of rich ideas, progressive discussions. We have issues in health. We have issues in our transport sector. We have issues in all areas. Why should we reduce our politics to this disrespectful banter between each other? And as far as Abronya is concerned, even Duncan Williams, Abronya has, attacked him in the same manner, giving him all kinds of insults. The CEO of the Forestry Commission, Mr. Brown, he also, I think, sued Abronya. Journalists have sued Abronya. Politicians have sued Abronya. If he thinks that he's going to build his brand on insults, spreading false information, then he should be ready to be called at any time to come and substantiate those lies that he's peddling. Otherwise, then he shouldn't be engaging in such behavior. It's as simple as that. You cannot build a brand on lies and disinformation and fake news. It shouldn't be something that we accept in our politics at all, because otherwise we are racing to the bottom. It is an indictment on our democracy and the politics that we practice in this country. The international community is watching us. How do you think they see us when you put on radio You want to listen to a political discussion, and it's a heated insult session. Mention one good thing, one great submission from Abronye ever in our politics. Never. It's always about how he can insult anyone, and that is it. A regional chairman. I think that sometimes even in the vetting process before regional executives, I don't want to limit it to the chairpersons, okay. All executives, regional and national executives, character assessment should be part of it. Because if someone puts up their name, you know they are going to be representing the party, and you know that this is how they conduct themselves. I wouldn't be proud of that person representing the NDC. So their character should be part of the assessment, and people should be disqualified based on. She just mentioned that he is going again for round 2. If I were in that vetting room, I would disqualify him based on his character, because such a person cannot be representing a respectable party.
Ellen?
If we're looking for respectable people and people who don't lie to represent our parties, then I think the NDC, as I said, we are not going to take moral lessons from the NDC. We were sitting right in this country when their then national communications director, Sami Jemfi, sat on TV and boldly proclaimed that His Excellency Alhaji Bawumia was the owner of Haptel. When we all knew, and he knew, that was not the case. He just didn't say it. You got the whole NDC communication machinery going around this country, telling the whole world that His Excellency Alhaji Bawumia is a thief, and that he owns Haptel, and that Haptel was running some applications with the electricity company of Ghana, and they were stealing from the people of Ghana. Sami Jemfi. So if you're going to talk about people who lie, people who actually make up stories that are not true. Today, as we speak, that same Haptel, now we know it doesn't belong to Alhaji Bawumia. Haptel is now doing the disbursement for National Service Secretariat under the NDC. So, I mean, this business of lying again, so you're going to arrest Abronye because in your estimation he lied. The first person you should start arresting is Sami Jemfi for looking into Dr. Bawumia's face and making up lies about him owning a company, putting that company and all its businesses at risk when you knew it was not true. And today you are in power, you are working with that company. So as for making up stories and making up lies about prominent people in this country, as I said, it started with the NDC. This whole Abronye matter, I just think that it's just a storm in a teacup. It will blow over. If Abronye has done anything that is bad, if the IGP feels offended, I mean, this is not the only way. He can also go civil. Actually sue him like all the other people who are suing him because they felt offended by it. That's what we do. When people, I'm sure if Alhaji Bawumia was so minded, he could have sued Sami Jemfi. Didn't Honorable Martin Napo, what's Napo's full name?
Matthew Opoku-Prempeh.
Matthew Opoku-Prempeh sued Sami Jemfi and won. So if you feel that somebody has lied about you, you sue the person through civil courts. You don't go criminal on him. But that's what the IGP wants to do. Let's see how it will end. What I'm trying to say is that we may not agree with people on what they say, but we cannot monitor and censure them for what they are saying. If we are talking about people lying on people in this country, as I said, the NDC started it and had given examples. Your whole communications director lied on Dr. Bawumia, and it wasn't true. But Dr. Bawumia felt that, let it go. I mean, the truth will come out eventually, and the truth has come out in grand style. And now you have X on your faces. We have to make sure that we sanitize our system. That one I agree. But you do not sanitize it by criminally trying to put people in jail for saying what they are saying. If that is it, the NDC started it. I mean, as a party, they paid people on social media to insult everybody in the NDC and everybody in this country. You are talking about pastors.
Everybody in the NDC?
Oh, yes. I mean, when you have...
you say they pay people
party,
to insult everybody in the NDC.
To insult everybody in this country, and not in the NDC. When you have people sitting on social media, and it is obvious that you pay them because you come into power, these people come into this country, and the whole state apparatus is protecting those people. People who insult for years, not just politicians, they insult chiefs, they insult pastors. Now you are bothered about Abronye insulting a pastor. I mean, the blueprint has been laid by the NDC. I, Elena Mofosuadek, will never go that way. That's not how I'm trained. But if somebody else decides to go that way, and it is not illegal, you can't force the person. And it doesn't take the NDC to tell us what is politically right with insult. NDC. Let's find something else and talk about. But this Abronye matter.
Did she say NDC paid someone to insult all the people in Ghana?
What
is the evidence?
What is the evidence? No. The NDC paid for almost 3 years. You had somebody sitting on social media insulting everybody. A year later, that person comes into this country. And then you have the whole, I'm not going to mention it, I will not dignify that person's name, that person with the name. You comes into this country, that person lives here, the whole security apparatus was on that person. He goes to court and he was cleared. So the blueprint has been put in by the NDC.
No, I think that
it's as simple as that.
No. Let's not make pronouncements that we don't have the evidence
telling us that Abronye is insulting. Abronye. Insulting.
No, but NDC. If you say Abronye is not insulting, then you are endorsing what he's doing.
Let's move on.
Which is unfortunate.
In fact,
if you think that someone in the
will go in,
NDC
come out,
has insulted
and I can bet you that he's going to do this 100 times. So you have to put him in jail all over the day for insults.
That's not something we should
support. But the NDC that's supposed to tell us.
Shouldn't we be curtailing this as a country?
This is the right attitude to support.
The last time it was okay. Today it is bad.
But
if you feel insulted, sue the person. If you feel that somebody has insulted you, sue the person. Matthew Opoku Prempeh did it. He felt that you have said something about him that was not true. He sued Sami Jemfi and others. Other people are suing Abronye. But you don't put the person in jail and punish him with bail conditions and punish him with remand because he's insulted the IGP. Insults. And you have nothing actually. You know what I find funny about this whole thing is how the NDC thinks that they can tell us and the people of Ghana about insults.
Well, if you are displaying unsavory behavior, if your members are engaged
8 months in power, you are now telling us about insults.
No.
Let's move on.
The allegations you are making
they're unfounded.
At
least everybody in this country knows.
No, I
don't
know.
What the knows that.
So we cannot tell
knows that. Ellen knows that.
Everybody in this country knows that the NDC benefited massively from insults on social media, orchestrated and paid for by them.
More than the NPP.
The claims you are making.
As I said, the NDC feels
can you substantiate those claims?
The NDC feels offended by what I have said. As I said, they should sue me.
Okay.
They should sue me.
So now we are just going to make any
that Ellen has said that the NDC paid people to insult people on social media.
It means that you must.
The NDC paid people.
You must substantiate those claims.
The NDC paid people to insult people for
and you know for a fact.
I have been what do we call it? A victim of that.
Okay. And you know that.
And it was, of course.
Okay.
And so those people were
obviously,
of course. I mean, those people were obviously working for the NDC. Now, the fact that the rest of us decided to let it just slide and not prosecute those people for it does not mean that it was right. But you come into power, somebody insults you small. The same blueprint that you have, are you
then justifying insults?
I have never justified insults. I said I have been a victim of it. But then the point is that when you have been a victim and you decide not to mind you, and the person who perpetuated that insult on you today is telling you that somebody has done it, therefore I'm going to use the law to penalize that person because as for me, it is paining me that I've been insulted. You don't come and tell us that.
So
when you are just a beneficiary.
Two wrongs are okay.
8 months down the line.
So we should still allow people to insult. 8 months
down the line. You can't do anything about it because there's nothing in the law that says that somebody can insult you and you take the person to jail. What you can do is to sue the person. So all the people who have ever felt offended by Abronye and are so moved have sued him. He's in court. And that is how it is done. You do not use the criminal process, the criminal justice process, to unnecessarily punish people because you think they have insulted you. That's where I'm coming from. And I'm saying that we will not take moral lessons from the NDC because they are a beneficiary of this party-sponsored insults on opponents and people that they think that are not on their, they don't agree with them, people who do not support them. We have been a witness on it on social media for the past 3 years. So please, they should spare our ears. Abronia will go through the process. If he's guilty, he will pay the price that he has to pay. Okay. But they cannot come and lecture us.
Okay.
The NPP and tell us that the character of Abronia is what on the party should look at those in the vetting room. Are you going to determine to us who should be in our vetting process and who we should make our regional chairman? Yeah, we won't take it from the NDC. Not at all.
Okay, let me take a quick break here. When I return, we'll talk about GHOne going high hand on foreign traders as against what the GIPC Act stipulates. still in studio. We're talking about the arrest and further remand of Bono Regional Chair of the NPP, Kwame Bafu, popularly known as Abronya. Let's now talk about Guta taking the law into its own hands, going around town and locking up shops. The Environmental Protection Agency has chastised that move, saying that, well, it is a preserve of the GIPC, allow the laws to work. The GIPC Act Section 27, Clause 1 of the GIPC Act 2013 stipulates that foreigners are not mandated to engage in retail trade. I have also seen a caution by the GIPC CEO saying that foreigners should desist. Ellen, let me start with you.
Well, there's a law in this country that says that retailing and what I call petty trading is the preserve of locals and indigents. So most definitely, for some time now, we've all realized that we've had foreigners who, instead of focusing on the wholesale businesses in whichever sector, are now moving into the retail sector. It's been an issue for years. But these laws have always been enforced by the authorities who have to enforce them. And I really don't know who has the authority to enforce them, whether it is GRA or the Ghana Police.
And the GRA and Immigration.
And Immigration, good. So they have to do it. So we need to call on them to do their jobs and make sure that these people do not enter our retail sector. I have a problem when it has to take the Ghanaian, the indigents, the other retailers who are Ghanaian, and they would have to enforce that law. It's not right for them. It's not right for their image. It might break out in fights that we know. We are already going through a lot as a country in terms of security. We do not need to start something like this. So we need to get those who are supposed to enforce it to do it and do it well. And I have an issue with them too. It looks like the locals don't trust them, because when they go do it by some special means, they manage to, they'll start the process and then they stop. So the locals feel that they would have to do it themselves because it is their businesses that are being affected. But I do not agree with them doing it. They should let the people who have to do it, the right authorities, do that. Otherwise, we are going to start breeding another set of issues and controversies in our marketplaces that we don't need. It's not good for our image as a country. And it gives
You've seen some before. I mean, yes, there was retaliation.
It gives off diplomatically, it's not good for us. Already, we are, as I said, we are going through a lot with our security and with our diplomacy and all that. We certainly do not need to start this. So the GRA needs to step in, get their task force ready, and make sure that these laws are actually enforced. It's actually very annoying. I have a lot of family members who are into trading. When you come from Kwewu, you would have family members who are into trading. And it's sad when they tell you how these foreigners have practically taken over the retail. They've taken over the wholesale.
70%.
Yes, they've taken over the wholesale, and now they are taking over the retail too. The sad thing about it is that you go in, and we have some of our own Ghanaian brothers and sisters who are actually partnering with them to do this. So GRA needs to step in. Whoever, if they need to get the police to help them, they need to get them to help them so that the laws are enforced. But for our own people to show face like the local groups did yesterday, I just feel scared for them. Because this is money. This is people's livelihood. This is trade that we are talking about. They show their faces, and if they don't take care, they'll be targeted. So they should not, in my estimation, they should not be the ones leading this fight. We should get the correct people or the correct agency to do it. And let's quickly step in. GRA has to quickly step in. The GRA is under which ministry? That should be under finance.
Is it not the Interior Ministry?
Oh, the Interior. Whoever is responsible should step in. This is another breeding. It's breeding grounds. We shouldn't allow it to fester, to get to the levels where we'll now have to bring in the police and all that. We shouldn't allow it to fester. But I'll plead with our local people. I beg you, don't front these things. It is not your job. It is dangerous, and push the GRA to do their work, but don't front it. Yesterday, when I saw some of the pictures, I wasn't too happy. They were not properly. They are not the police, so they went in their normal dress. If somebody hits you with something, if somebody maims you, that also turns into another matter. And you know how these things go. So I beg them, they should get the GRA to do their job, and they shouldn't front.
No.
Yes, just before I touch on GHOne, I wanted to say the point must be forcefully made.
GRA and the finance ministry.
At no point in time did the NDC pay anybody to slander or insult anyone in this country. I myself have been victim of politics of insults. If you followed my social media posts in the years leading up to 2024 election, there were insults. Some people, there were even tribal insults against me. I do not think that we should condone or accept or endorse this kind of behavior in any way. It will come back to bite, and it will not be a nice thing. Look, we've had people sit on TikTok and other forms of media, insult the president, threaten the president. People have gone as far as threatening to kill the president. This is a criminal offense. They have engaged in illegality. It's different from sitting down and insulting someone and then sitting there and fabricating lies about the person. That is illegal. And sitting there and making threats to people is a criminal offense. And do not be surprised if you're taken through the legal process. Let's come to GHOne. While I was a journalist, I have covered many. I don't know if you have interviewed GHOne president, Dr. Bain. Has he been interviewed yet about this story? GIPC, Ministry of Trade, these are all stakeholders of this situation. We have, she referred to the GIPC investment law. That's GIPC law 865, section 7. It reserves retail trading in our markets exclusively for Ghanaians. And for foreigners who come into Ghana to engage in trade, you are supposed to invest a minimum of $1 million and to employ about 20 people, at least 20 people in your business. Don't forget that opposing this very law are our ECOWAS treaties. We have ECOWAS treaties that allow free movement of people, of goods, of services. We have other development protocols that we have assented to that allow free movements of people and all that. These treaties directly contradict the GIPC law and create some kind of friction. Every few years, it happens again. The stakeholders step in, they discuss with them, they solve the problem, but something always happens to trigger it along the line. Under the NPP, we had this same situation where GHOne was going around, sometimes the Abosokai traders, locking people's shops. The interesting thing, Lily, you should ask yourself, who sells and lets these shops to the Nigerians? It's Ghanaians. And do you know how many Ghanaians are also in Nigeria engaged in petty trading? So we have to be measured in the way that we approach this. Ministry of Trade, GIPC, Interior Ministry, they are all liaising with the traders, and this matter will be solved. I am hoping that the solution will be permanent. In Cameroon, Togo, all these countries, we have Ghanaians there engaging in petty trading. So sometimes we have to be mindful. You know, you get up and just go and lock up people's shops without any backing, just because you are Ghanaian and they are foreigners. The same thing can be done to your brother in Côte d'Ivoire, in Nigeria, in Togo, who is also engaged in this kind of trade. I understand their concerns. You know, they think that the foreign traders are pushing them out of business. They think that the foreign traders have access to goods at a lower rate. I don't know how they're able to get that in. I mean, even when you transport it into the country, you have to pay tax and all that. So at the end of the day, their input costs
But don't you think that the cost of the things that are sold on the market by the locals is giving rise to people even preferring to buy from the foreigners?
Well, I don't want to make it look like it's the fault of the local traders, because I understand their situation also. It's just a matter of dialogue, which is being done now. The Gutta president, he understands the issues very well. He knows the history of this situation. It's been on and off, on and off. And the Ministry of Trade is working on it. GIPC, they are all dealing with the traders. They are sitting with them and discussing how to bring a permanent solution to this particular matter, because you don't want to solve it and in maybe 2 years, Gutta is out there locking up shops again. This shouldn't be happening. We should be very mindful of the protocols that exist and how they can, find a way of ensuring that we coexist peacefully with each other. Because where trade is concerned, don't forget we also recently have AFTA. And if we want to be able to go into other African countries and trade freely without being harassed and put through so much, then we should also be willing to peacefully allow other citizens, other country citizens, to trade in our country without all this harassment and all this heckling. You have issues. The issues are understandable. But resolve the issues through the right channels. It's easier than just taking things into your own hands and harassing these poor. They are also just trying to make ends meet. So at the end of the day, let's try and understand each other.
Okay, let's touch on ECG. I have just about 7 minutes to go. Oh, okay. Let's touch on ECG, the Ghana Water Company, and then the ECG as well. They are proposing over 200% increment in tariffs. And if I live in, let's say, Dansoman in Teshi, and I don't have water, my taps flow once a week. Once a month? Why then do I have to pay over 200%?
Well, I think we should go a bit easy on them as a proposal. It's a proposal that both companies are now sending to the PURC. So let's see how the PURC will deal with it, whether they will think that it is fair for them to actually do this to us. Now, let me start off with Ghana Water. 3 years ago, I remember the CEO, the then CEO, engineer, I've forgotten his name, Engineer Brimer, telling us that Galamsey is causing a problem. He was all over. He was here. Clifford Brimer, yes.
Yeah, Clifford Brimer.
That the alum, or the things that they used to purify water for us, it used to be, if it was 10 bags a week, at that time it had moved to 10 bags in a day. Now Ghana Water is telling us that it's not just 10 bags in a day. Now they are using 40 bags of alum a day to purify water for us to drink. And the basic cause of this is Galamsey. I mean, that is it. The Ghana Water haven't spared it. They have told us. And for me, if we really want water to drink, we need to take a look at this. And then look at the Galamsey matter. We're sitting in this country when the opposition then told us that you can use 1 week to solve Galamsey. They've been in power for 8 months. And Galamsey seemed to have overridden them. It has gone overboard. As we speak, this whole Galamsey matter and, what do we call it? Somewhere in the Ashanti region. Yesterday, an assemblyman has been shot dead because of I've forgotten the name of the company and the military. It's also another topic we have to discuss. But this whole Galamsey matter, we have to look at it because it is actually threatening our own survival. Perhaps we should come to an agreement that both political parties are not going to use it for politics again. And we are actually going to sit down and solve it. Otherwise, I can tell you that by the next pricing window, Ghana Water will come to us with a 400% increase. In fact, with a 1,000% increase. Because they need it.
The cost of doing business has also increased.
They need it. But if we are going to still continue with the politicization of it, as far as the NPP, we are ready. Because the NDC refused to help all of us to solve this matter. There are now ministers, people who are ministers now, who then told us that the president has executive authority and it takes just a week to solve Galamsey matter. We are in 10 months, 9 months now. We need to solve this matter. That is it with the Ghana water. Whether I agree with the increment or not, it doesn't matter. It's a proposal they are giving. Let's see what PURC will say. But as somebody who gets water once in a month, if they agree to this, I'll be up in arms. So why should I pay for something that I don't even get?
Yeah, you don't enjoy.
So that's another issue. As for Electricity Company of Ghana, I don't even know what to say to them. They're also looking for what? Are they not the ones for whom the D levy was collected? Or it's not for them?
Yes.
Isn't it for energy matters and clearing the energy the sector debt? So when I read their excuse for also wanting over 200% increase, I was like, So the D levy, the money that they are collecting, the 1 cedi per liter of petrol, where is it going? Where is it going? So as for Electricity Company of Ghana, I beg them. Well, that's up to PURC too. But I don't think that they should even have the nerve. Have they come to account to us on what they are doing with the D levy? Or the D levy doesn't come to them? It's going somewhere else. They should let us know. But over 200% increase in electricity. For what? They should let us know. As I said, PURC is going to go through it. So let's wait and listen to PURC. Whilst you're talking about PURC, my greetings to Auntie Nanaya Ajantwa, chair of the PURC implementation, whatever committee at the president. Auntie Nanaya, Ellen says good morning. We are back to PURC matters. We've been discussing this for over 4 years. So Auntie Nanaya, what are you doing about this? This time you are in the seat, you can make decisions. So let's see whether you would agree for PURC to give us a 200 increase in electricity and water. That's my auntie. I just sent her.
Anyway, no, let me hear from you.
Where this whole thing is concerned, I think it should be made clear that there is presently no increment. And these hearings are held from time to time. You see, so PURC is undertaking an investment hearing for utility providers, right? So Ghana Water, ECG, all of them, they show up and they make all kinds of requests. It's not the first time they've had this kind of hearing. And if you follow the previous ones, that's how they usually show up and ask for very huge increments. But PURC now takes all of these suggestions and goes through it. It will review all the proposals, right? It doesn't mean that there has been an increase of this percentage. They're asking for over 150%, 200%. That's not what's going to happen. I think that the NDC government understands the plight of Ghanaians and is working very hard to stabilize the living standard, the cost of living for Ghanaians and make things easier. Where Galamsey is concerned, it's an ongoing fight. I think that in 8 or so months, the NDC has done more in the fight for Galamsey than we have seen in the last few years, 8 years. I mean, even last year, we had journalists reporting that 2023, 2024, there was absolutely no action from the NPP to fight Galamsey. The NDC has shown good faith. It has shown political will. We have seen Madam Louisa out there fighting herself. We've seen the Blue Water Guards. We've seen community mining.
Which Madam Louisa?
Community mining initiatives.
Hanabisu.
We've seen community mining initiatives. We have seen the NDC go in and completely take out whole mining communities. The evidence is out there. Abrowane and crime, over 10,000 people in that community. That community has completely been dispersed. If you follow some of the commentary on social media, Erastus makes a lot of posts and he'll come and tell you when action has been taken. The NDC is a listening government. However, galamsey cannot be eradicated in one day, right? It's a work in progress.
Okay.
And as long as there's commitment and we continue to put in effort, evidenced efforts that you can see and efforts that are measurable, I believe that at the end of the day, we'll all be able to bring galamsey under control.
All right, ladies, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure having you this morning. That's Long Falong. She's a member of the NDC Communications team, and Elena Madeko is a lecturer with UPSC, aide to Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, and a member of the NPP Communications team. My name is Lily Mohammed. I am back after this breather with Adult Conversations. welcome back to the show. It's now time for Health Alert. And on health, we're focusing on adolescent health. And I've been joined in the studio by GHOne Tumubazi. She's adolescent and gender lead for the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF Ghana. Good morning, Irene. How are you?
Good morning, Lily. Thanks for having me.
You're most welcome. Yeah. You're having adolescent conversations. I know that for UNICEF, it's all about children and the well-being of children. What necessitated these conversations? And what are these conversations centered on primarily?
First of all, thank you so much for inviting me here to speak about the adolescent voices. And this is why UNICEF promotes engaging adolescents, because all its programming is centered around voices of girls and boys. However, this is very critical in the sense that adolescents are Ghana's future, and so they're barely included in the planning process of the country or of the policies and programs. The consultations provided boys and girls a platform, safe platform to share their realities and challenges. But for girls, they particularly have issues that affect them and barriers that affect them that need our agency. And so this created a space for us to listen more about what's going on around their lives.
You say they talk about their challenges. What challenges were these conversations open about?
The adolescents we talked both boys and girls. However, unique issues came out from girls particularly. They raised issues to do with education, health, and protection. Others also raised issues to do with opportunities, economic opportunities. I just wanted to share with you some of the stories that came out from the regions we visited. And just to share is that we went to Tema, Wa, Accra, and Volt, and Kumasi. Then we concluded in Accra. In Tema, we were in a group of 10 girls, and only 2 were going to school. The rest were doing skills training in tailoring. And so 2 girls who were going to school were orphans, but they shared that distance is long, and another one said that she has to do chores at home before she goes to school. The other girls who were doing skills training, one of them called Ava, not the real name, shared her experience in skills training, and she took out the pair of scissors and a tape measure. She's like, this is all we share. 9 girls will share this. And then later she said that all I need, if I had more of this would change my life, because we have to share all of this. This is a real story. A tape measure, a scissor, means the world to this adolescent girl. So those are such voices we got from the field. Another one is in school, in Tema, right here, a few meters away from us. There was a girl who walked to us, walked out of the sessions we were having, walked to us and said, I have something to share with you. I said, okay, please go ahead. She's like, my dad lost his job during COVID. My mom has been taking care of me, and they do not know if I'm going to complete school. So those are kind of stories we're hearing. And then for those out of school, again in Tema, we met around 10 girls, 5 were expectant, and 2 had babies. But they're all saying, we are ready to work. We need opportunities to work. However, when we try to look for something to work, take care of us, we get exploited. So these are real kind of issues we picked from the field that are and they're not unique to the region. They're also compounded in the region. So Ghana is not unique. So these are some of the compounding challenges that we picked from the adolescent girls that should all of us wake us and say, when we're planning our programs, we should be able to cover them and see how we can improve the lives of girls in the community. And these are set up in rural and urban areas.
Okay. Yes. The stories you hear from these young ones, how different are they from the ones you hear in other West African countries and even Central Africa?
There's been all adolescent consultations around West Africa. They've just concluded at the same time as Ghana. They are similar. They are similar challenges, which means shared solutions within the region. Ghana is not unique with the rest of the 24 other countries where these consultations have been made.
You've chosen 5 regions,
yes,
right?
yeah.
Why these 5 regions? We have 16 regions in Ghana.
Yeah, the 5 regions are based on the based on the locations, based on the prevalence of challenges of girls that face in that region. But more importantly, where UNICEF has programs to see and monitor how programs are making impact. So these were the selections made based on the program presence, but also prevalence of adolescent girls' challenges that they are facing.
You held a summit.
We are yet to hold a summit.
You are yet to hold a summit. When is it?
The summit is for regional girls in West Africa, and they are composed of 23 countries around West Africa. And it's going to happen in October, and it's convened with and adolescent girls. So all these consultations made around the West Africa are going to be shared in that summit. The summit is for us to learn, to pick what our girls are telling us, girls and boys are telling us, to shape our programs, to shape our policies. But most importantly, there's going to be advisory girl group, and Ghana is also going to be represented and act directly. So it's an opportunity for continuation of having these conversations with adolescents and with the presence of adolescent girls in Ghana. It's very critical. Ghana makes 11% of adolescent girls in the region of 70 million girls. So their leadership is very critical. Yes, yeah.
When in October is the summit, and what was the theme for the summit?
The summit is around the regional girls agenda, and it's to shape the region girl advisory group, but also come up with summit recommendations and summit agreements so that countries can continue shaping their programs and policies around the outcomes of the voices of girls and boys that have centered around to share their voices, to share their challenges, and for us to listen and step back, look at our programs. How are they including the voices of these girls and boys? Yes.
And after the summit, then what? Is it just a day summit?
It's a 2-day summit.
2-day summit.
Yes,
okay.
Yeah. The summit is to bring adolescents together.
Okay.
Bring their voices, and then our role as stakeholders is to listen and amplify their voices, but also review our programming and policies. Where are we not meeting their needs? Where do we need to make shifts? And for UNICEF, it's reaffirmed the commitment for engaging adolescent boys and girls up to 2030. So it's a learning opportunity for us to reevaluate our programs and see, okay, these are issues that have been told by adolescent girls in 2025. What are we going to do as stakeholders? So we look at our programs and shape policies, but more importantly, advocate for adolescent programming and girl-centered programs. Investing in girls, how critical it is. I think this is a platform that is going to help us also telling investors, these are the voices that are coming from the girls and boys. Investment is critical for this program, particularly for us to meet our SDGs by 2030.
When in October specifically?
It is 10th to 11th October.
10 to 11th.
In Senegal, yes.
In Senegal.
Yeah, the summit is convened on behalf with the President of Senegal in collaboration with UNICEF.
Okay.
And then we have delegates from Ghana, including adolescent girls and boys.
Okay.
Yes.
And are these adolescent boys and girls going there to make a case for themselves?
Based on the consultations we've done, we've been documenting. We've been putting together different documents. For them being there, it's an assertion, affirmation that this came from us. So their participation and engaging and also voicing more voices at the table, being at the table, is very critical for representation from Ghana. Yes. Yeah.
And then from the summit, after all is said and done, after all the deliberations and recommendations, how are you then going to partner the government of Ghana to implement some of these things so that you can better the lot of adolescent boys and girls?
Absolutely. UNICEF has been working with different sectors, particularly in the areas of health, in the areas of education, in the areas of protection, in the areas of social protection. We will continue to look at those voices and then come back and continue advocating for UNICEF to shape our programming particularly, but in collaboration with the government, because just to mention, I think I've forgotten to mention, that this consultation was done in consultation with the Minister of Education.
Okay.
So we already have a foot in the Minister of Education, and this is not new to UNICEF so far. UNICEF has been working with adolescents and children.
Yes.
So, but this is reaffirming our commitment to continue working with girls and boys to ensure that their life is changed, and impacts our programs are very impactful, particularly in Ghana. Yes.
So for this summit, is it that a delegation has already been decided on, or people who are interested in issues about adolescent boys and girls can equally be a part of it?
There was already, for particularly adolescent girls, who are very critical for this summit, there was a selection process, and UNICEF supported in the selecting process, whereby we had some girls who actually, very interesting stories we had from girls who are happy to participate, and then they were selected based on their interest and participation. We received almost like 400 applications, but we needed to have only 6 spots because of the 24 countries that are also sending in delegates. And then for other governments, it's based on the programming. And in terms of, for instance, we would feel that the Ministry of Gender would be very critical for this program, but also health and education would be critical for this program. So the organizing secretariats are giving us these advisories who we should pick for these delegates. So unfortunately, the delegation has already been confirmed, because now it's a week away to go to the summit. Yes, yeah, okay. But in the future we will definitely open it up for for participation.
Okay. For adolescent girls and boys listening to you this morning, what can you tell them?
We hear them. We hear their voices, and we're here to work with them. We continue to work with them, advocacy, and particularly we're going to be encouraging and starting up advisory, youth groups, youth advocacy, and for us it's advocacy and picking these voices, and also continuing advocating for the importance of investing in the adolescent strategies, and also making sure that all our programs are adolescent-centered is very critical for us, which means our engagement with the boys and girls is going to continue and is not going to end here. Yes.
Okay, so that's Irene Connie Tumabezi. She is an adolescent and gender lead at UNICEF Ghana. And to you, adolescent boys and girls, UNICEF says they hear you. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you very much for having me.
We are back after this. Be there.
It's time to talk one of my favorite subject matters on the show. It has to do with entrepreneurship with Bolare, proudly powered by the Bolare Institute, the BR Institute. And today, I've always said that up for grabs is, among other things, a trip to Barbados. One thing I'm really excited about, and we'll find out from my guest if indeed she'll be joining me to Barbados. But this morning we are having that conversation as well and delving into the minds of two brilliant women here on the show. I have Sarah Latte, who is founder and creative director of Lassa Products. And on the show today, also a real privilege to be sitting with Jacqueline Affle, who is managing director of Appointed Time Limited. So Jackie and Sarah, welcome.
Thank you.
I hope you're doing well.
Yes.
All right. So let me start with you, Sarah. How has it been so far? I remember you at the launch.
Yeah.
You were part of the cohort.
Yeah.
So now, since then till now, how has the journey been?
So entrepreneurship with Bolare has really taught me a lot because I thought I knew it all to grow my business, but then chancing on the opportunity, I realized I have a lot to learn in. With the opportunity given to me, I'm learning a lot. Yeah.
So what lessons have you picked up so far?
So with branding, with sustainability, with marketing, it's amazing.
And Lassa Products, talk to me about it. When did it start?
Okay, so Lassa Product was birthed in 2020. That's right after COVID. So during COVID, I did my national service in 2019.
Okay.
2020. So after COVID, I was home doing nothing. And I had a machine. I had a sewing machine in a box without using it. So I was like, I have an investment here and I'm not making any money out of it.
Right.
So I told a friend I'll be launching a clothing line very soon without any idea. So I just said it. And then he told me, oh, I know of an MP who is in need of a nose mask.
Okay.
Can you be of help or can you deliver? I was like, how many pieces? He was like, 2,000 pieces.
Hey.
What's the deadline? I was like, probably a week or less. I was like, yeah, I can do it. I can deliver with just one machine. So I called a friend. I was like, Mommy, can you come on board so that we work together and then probably share the money? She was like, yes. Since we are all home, we are under lockdown and we are not doing anything. So she came on board. She brought her machine. I also brought mine.
The one that was in the box.
Yes. So I assembled it and then we started working together. And in less than a week, we were done.
Wow, 2,000?
Yes, 2,000 pieces. In less than a week, we were done. And then we played the money. So I was like, hey, then I'm not going to look for any job opportunity again. I belong here.
Right.
So that's how Lassa started. So Lassa Product is a clothing brand that covers all the three aspects of clothing. That's the clothes, accessories, and cosmetics. But for now, we are focusing on Lassa Trends. That's the clothes. That's the ready to wear, what we wear.
Okay.
Yes. Because over the years, in 2020, we started with all the three aspects and it slowed our progress. So now we are just trying to move one pace at a time. So we are picking on the clothing.
Absolutely. I'll come and talk more about that and also get to understand how the lessons you've picked from Cohort 3 is shaping your business idea and how you run the business. But let me talk to you, Jacqueline. Appointed Time. Talk to me about what you guys are doing.
So Appointed Time Printing Limited is a printing company, having been in existence we're in our 22nd year.
Wow.
So we are on partnership with the BR Institute to support the cohorts in terms of what they're doing, and then to support the institute with some logistics. We also see it as an opportunity to go our brand because, like I was saying on radio, anything Bola is big. So when I got the
I like that.
notice that we should come and as a sponsor, I said, oh, why not? Initially, I was a bit skeptical, but I have finally here. We are here, and we are here to promote the BR Institute. And we believe that by that, our printing business will also grow. So in terms of our screen printing, our commercial printing, our publishing business, and our new kid on the block, the packaging business.
Oh, you're not doing packaging?
We are into packaging
because you were known
now.
for just printing T-shirts and all of those wonderful things.
We are into packaging now. So anything, cosmetics, pharmaceutical, food boxes, we produce that as well now in our facility.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And so how does partnering with BR Institute for with BR also move in line with your prospects as a business?
So for BR Institute, I said on radio, we sponsored a lot of programs. This one I haven't seen some before, where the product or the business that you are partnering gives you the platform to come and talk about your business. Normally what you only get is like a live presenter mention. But this morning I was...
your logo small
exactly. I was asked to come on radio and TV and come and talk about my business. So I was telling the organizers that in fact next year when you come, you don't need to talk much because for what you are giving me and promoting my man. You can see, I can see our documentary or our advert showing right as we speak. And I think that is a plus to us.
Absolutely.
Yes,
But what do you make of the quality of young entrepreneurs that you're seeing on Cohort 3 in terms of the ideas they have and the knowledge they are getting in addition to that?
So for the cohorts, I've been listening to them and watching their sessions at LAPAM for some time now.
Right.
And again, let me also give it up to the organizer. These are people who are already in business, brought together. And so we are looking at the next billionaires, the next Dangotes that we can have in Ghana here. So I think that from the experiences that they share, we just listened to Sarah, from what she's saying. She's now come to learn how she's going to even promote her brand more than what she was doing. She shared about how she gives her waste freely. Now I think she will see how she can make some cash back or buy back from the waste. So I think that this cohort, I think they are privileged to be on this BR Institute, and I think we should do more.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll talk more, but let me go back to Sarah in terms of the lessons that you've picked up and how that is shaping the business that you're into currently.
Okay, so I'll go back to sustainability and then marketing.
Okay.
So one of the sessions, I learned a lot about sustainability. We were practicing proper waste disposal already, but then we give our leftover fabrics to men and women into furniture making for free, and then they come up with throw pillows and other materials from it.
And they charge.
They charge. But during one of the sessions, we realized we have the capacity and capability to do the throw pillows ourselves. We can do it. So why then do we give out our waste product when we can properly manage it and then make extra money? So that's one. And then in Brandon, we learned a lot. So what I picked is you tell a story.
Okay.
You don't just there's my product, so you have to buy. You tell us why you have to, or why someone has to patronize your service, or why someone has to buy your product. You tell the story behind your product or your service, what it does, what it's doing to the society or your community. So that's, I've learned a lot.
Usually when I get members of the cohorts come on the show, most of them cannot pinpoint exactly what they need to talk about in terms of what they've learned, because it's every week has its own lessons that you draw. One talked about leadership and how that would inform the business and how it goes forward. But what would winning cohort 3 mean to you and your business?
So winning cohort 3 will be a life-changing game to my business and myself personally, because it's a big deal. It's a big deal because the mentors that are coming on board are not ordinary people that you meet like anywhere. And if by chance you meet them, would you be able to walk to them like the privileges we are getting? No. So it's giving us the opportunity to meet people, like high-profile people. So winning this program will give you more opportunity to meet a lot of people. So winning is a big deal.
So will you be going to Barbados with me?
Yes.
You'll be going?
Hopefully.
Okay, we'll see how that turns out in a couple of weeks. We'll get to know exactly. But Jacqueline, what really informed the decision to add packaging to the business you're running? Because you're already successful at what you were doing.
So, as a business, we always do research, and you just don't want to stay at it because consumer choices and preferences and taste changes over time. And so, again, during COVID, you realize that there was a need to do a lot of made in Ghana products because importations and all other things had come to a still. So people started producing anything that was in need at the time. So there's the issue of that demand and the need for packaging that came about. And anything that you see as a box, it is printed before it can be boxed. And so once we have that side of it, which is the printing, we are like, why not we just add the machine that can do the boxes? And during our research, we've also realized that a lot of the boxes are imported, even as we speak. A lot of them are still imported. So why can't we come in with that service, give them the quality taste that they need that they are importing, and then business grows, consumer choices and demands are also met as and when it arises. So that is part of the reason why we diversified into the packaging.
And how's that going?
So far, so good. When I got here, I realized that I need to do more. We need to do more in terms of the promotion of it because you are the second person saying, did you know that we do this side of it too? So we need to do more because we are one printing company which is doing a range of diversified aspects of the printing, from the screen printing to commercial printing. And we also have books that we publish as well, textbooks.
Oh, you do?
Under the brand Advocate Publishing. It's it's owned by us. Oh, okay. And so we have the packaging. So we need to do more. And I think on the BR Institute, from what we're seeing today, it's a platform I want to explore more.
I like that. I like that. And you mentioned something in the beginning. Everything that has to do with Bola is big.
Yeah.
And so, yes, BR Institute and then E with BR is also a really big platform. But to you, finally, Sarah, what would you say to BR Institute and all the sponsors, including Appointed Time, making this program happen?
So I want to thank BR Institute and the sponsors for this great opportunity because there's something money can't buy. Because I've been to mentorship programs before, I've enrolled in a couple of schools before, and what I'm learning there is not something we can buy. And we are there for free. So I want to thank them. And it's something that I don't expect them to end anytime soon. It has to continue for...
Because there are a lot more Sarahs out there.
Yes. So it's something that a lot of people are looking out for, this opportunity. Mentorship is a big deal because you can't buy a mentor. You can't buy a mentor.
True.
Yeah.
True. All right. So, Sarah, thank you for coming. And Jacqueline, thank you. We're looking forward to more collaborations. E with BR Cohort 3. And the winner gets, among other things, to go to Barbados. Fully paid for. Free. Just like that. And I'll be there with the winner. We'll be right back after this break.
And teach them a lot.
Okay.
We give them the platform to also pitch their ideas, then we pick up from
right.
there.
So Abraham, you mentioned that there is an awards also attached to it. It's not just about the conference. Talk to me about that.
Okay, so the whole She Triumph initiative is a broad program.
Okay.
So we are rolling it out bit by bit. So the first edition just had a conference segment with no awards, no training or whatsoever. So it was after the first edition we rolled out the form and picked up some ladies and trained them. So in the second edition, we actually graduated the first cohort of the training section. And we had the first winner taking home 10,000 cedis as a seed fund. And then there was a second winner who also was given some 5,000 cedis as a seed fund. So this year, we are adding the other part of it, which is the award segment. So the award segment will be the whole crowning event for the She Triumph initiative.
Okay.
So after meeting up with ladies, encouraging them, speaking to them, picking some of them and giving them free skill training, we now pick some of the ladies too that are doing so well in their fields. There are some of the ladies that are doing well, but we have some faces that are known. Okay, we have some faces too that are not that known, but they are doing so much well. So we go out there, pick some of these ladies, and then we nominate them for awards. So that's where the She Triumph, the awards system too comes in.
Okay.
The Triumph Women Awards.
Triumph
so that
Women
this will be the first edition. But last year we started it off by honoring some women. Last year we honored 10 women on the conference day.
Okay.
But this year we are having the full award system functioning. So we have some nominees that will be going through voting systems, and then we also have some that will be receiving honors on the night.
And then with like skills training, what skills, are there particular skills that you're looking at training these young ladies in?
Sure. So we started off with some few skills. The first cohort we had makeup artistry, we had some doing photography, we had some doing wig making, we had some doing pastry. They were doing cake.
Oh, okay.
Cake and pastry, baking and artworks. Okay.
Right.
And this year we added some few other fields to it.
Okay.
So we still have our photography. We added videography to it this year. We had public communications this year, and we had some to doing cake and sugar craft. We had wig making again, and a whole lot that was added to it this year.
Interesting.
Okay.
So now, when is this happening?
Okay, so the main pitching for the ladies will happen on 24th of this month, September.
Right.
And the main conference will be held on 27th of September, which is a Saturday. And then the awards night will be on 28th. Okay. All will happen at La Palm Royal Beach Hotel.
At La Palm Royal Beach
Yes,
Hotel.
please.
Right. Is it open to the public?
It's open for everyone.
Right.
Even the men are welcome to join
because
us.
you are removing us from inside. When even
the men
the
are
one
really
champion
welcome
is a male
to join
as well.
us. Yes,
So
yes.
Abraham, how do we get to be a part of this?
Okay, so the She Triumph conference is happening on the 27th, as she mentioned, at La Palm Royal Beach Hotel. And that is a free event for the conference.
Okay.
It's a free event. And we have people too having their exhibitions. So there will be some sort of exhibitions that will start right from the morning till about 11 a.m., where we start with our red carpet. And then the actual event starts at 12 noon. Okay. Then the following day will be the follow-up program, which is the Triumph Women Awards, happening at the same venue. And that will start at 6 p.m. Yes, La Palm.
Okay.
Red carpet starts at 4 p.m., followed up by the main event at 6 p.m. And that one is ticketed.
Okay.
Because it will be a dinner evening. Okay, so in a way to control the crowd there, it's ticketed with some tickets going out for sale. But all nominees are having free tickets to attend. So if they are bringing up someone to join them, they will have to pick up a ticket.
Right. So you have some amazing speakers as well. And for those of you watching us on TV, this you can see the flyer right there telling you exactly who and who is going to be a part of it. If you can just run us through.
All right. So we'll be having our keynote speaker, Madame Mary Amo Akufo. She's the founder of Clicks Africa Foundation.
Right.
Okay. So she will be our keynote speaker. And then we have a guest speaker, special guest speaker coming all the way from the US. She is Madam Lady Leilai M. Pukuyu. She's a Liberian residing in the US.
Yes.
Okay. So she will be there. We have Blondie Otu will be speaking. We have Bridget Bonnie. And then Madam Emmeline Date. Okay, so they will be our speakers for the She Triumph conference.
The She Triumph conference. Yeah. Wow, amazing one happening. And how much are the tickets going for the awards?
So for the awards, we have 150 cedis for regular.
Okay.
And then if you want that VIP treatment, you go for 350 cedis.
Pay. So, well, I mean, to those watching us this morning, what would be the message to them?
Okay, so She-Trump conference is here to stay, and we can't do without you. So we are entreating you all to pass through and join us celebrate our 3rd edition. And we would love to have everyone join us.
Absolutely. And it's open to the men too.
It's open to everyone, the men, the women, everyone is actually welcome. Yes.
All right. Abraham, thank you so much for coming. Wilmina, thank you. It's happening on the 27th, and the awards is on the 28th at the La Palme Royal Beach Hotel. We are all entreated to be a part of it, to support our women and make sure that we are also contributing our quota. Well, this is still GH Today. We'll be right back. Jane Sapon, she is operations manager at the Airport Women's Hospital. I also have Dr. Bwedu Elom, who is a medical doctor at the facility, and then Audrey Echampong, who is marketing and public relations manager at the hospital. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. Great to be here.
Absolutely. So talk to me, why this awareness creation on sickle cell in particular?
Great. Thank you, GHOne. I would like to thank our viewers too for being with us today. Sickle cell, because we have come to realize that it is very necessary to make sure that we are healthy, number one, and to make sure that the children, the generation, the leaders we are creating for tomorrow are also very healthy. One, this is from Airport Women's Hospital, you know, as part of our social causes and campaigns, we realized that the land, Ghana has given us a lot. It is time for us to give the land back, you know, so that we can yield our crops and be fruitful. Yeah. So we are here because, one, it is our social corporate responsibility to make sure that we do freely for the land that is given us. So we are doing this for free for all Ghanaians. Yes, for free for all Ghanaians. And the main purpose is to make sure that we reduce drastically the rate at which we are giving birth to children with sickle cell. And who other to do it than a women's hospital in Ghana, who is actually our sole strength is on producing healthy children for Ghana, you know. It is time that we speak about this because it is worrisome and becomes a burden for the general public, especially parents who do not have the capability in terms of finances, you know, to take care of these children. Some tend to lose their jobs, becomes a psychological burden for these couples, these partners, parents who have children with the sickling disease. That is why we are making noise about this, that it shouldn't be a thing to shy away from. It is not a sin for you to have a child with sickle cell. Right. But you don't have to have it. We don't have to get there. So we are making this noise, telling our people of Ghana to say that you don't have to have a child with sickle cell. It can be difficult because, you know, when you are in love and all these things are happening, that's why we are saying let's start early. Okay. As a young fellow, know your status. Know your status so that when you are walking, just like you know your blood group, you know your status for sickle cell, you know. We are speaking and hoping that this will become a conversation that we are not going to shy away from.
Interesting. But let me bring Dr. Alom into the conversation. Doc, so in terms of sickle cell and its related conditions, what are some of the things that you notice as a medical practitioner?
Yeah, so thank you once again for having us. So sickle cell disease basically is a disease that affects the blood cells, the red blood cells, right? These cells, they carry oxygen to the various parts of the body. Now, the genotype, as we call it, is the, let's say, software or the code that determines how these red cells look like and how they function. So if you have a genotype that indicates that, that suggests I have sickle cell disease, what it means is that the red cells are not shaped well, number one, and they are not functioning the way they ought to. And now when this happens, they tend to not supply enough oxygen to the various tissues of the body. And this causes damage to the organs on the receiving end, right? So the bone, typically, they come with bone pain. A lot of pain can be very excruciating, right? It can affect every organ of the body. Wow. Can lead to blindness, can lead to strokes, affects the brain, sometimes they have ulcers or wounds on their legs that do not heal. Sometimes necessitating removal of those legs. Yeah, so these are some of the problems, amongst many others that people with sickle cell disease can have. And so our campaign is geared towards preventing these, if possible. Yeah.
So quite worrisome problems there. But then let me now introduce you into the conversation. And so what is Airport Women's Hospital doing for Ghana in terms of this awareness creation?
What Airport Women's, thank you once again for having us. Airport Women's Hospital is not only for Ghana, I say it's beyond. Right. You may be born in Ghana, but eventually you'll go abroad. So what Airport Women's Hospital is doing is creating awareness, raising the awareness, sounding the alarm, and embracing the fact that it is a disease that can be managed. There's nothing to be afraid of, nothing to shy away from, no stigmatism attached to it. It's know who you are, what you have, and how you can best manage it if you already have it, or prevent from it going on to the next generation. So as Airport Women's Hospital, we're here to make noise, because it's not something you really hear about. Sure. Unfortunately, we are sickler. And you are not the disease. You're a human being who unfortunately have been affected by the disease, but it's not who you are. So Airport Women's Hospital is here to stomp on grounds, raise awareness, and make noise about it, and know that we are here for you, with you, to help eradicate it the disorder.
Right. But do people actually do testing?
It's not a test that someone would normally do.
Right.
It's not a test that you
Because
would...
I think for me, if not for the fact that I had to get married, I wouldn't have done the test. Yeah. I have not, yes.
Exactly. Right. So that's why we're trying to raise awareness. And you when you meet someone, we're so quick to say, oh, what do you do? What's your job? How much money do you make? But now we're saying, know your G. You're my boo, but you have to know your G as well. Let's find a way to now incorporate that into your discussion.
Right.
Know your G. Okay, in addition to how much money you make.
Because, I mean, the purpose, among others, when it comes to getting into those relationships is also to procreate.
Yes.
And you don't want to get into the situation where you'd have to now. It takes, I know persons who have children with these condition, and the struggles they go through, I cannot begin to say. So I understand that you are even offering free testing?
Yes, it's free testing. Come in, get tested. We will also, it's not just testing, explain to you, counsel you, and offer the emotional support depending on the outcome. So yes, it's free.
From when?
From now till forever. I mean, yes, we are running this campaign till end of year, December.
Okay.
And looking at what we would achieve with this campaign, then we'll decide to go forward. That's why we are actually telling Ghanaians that it is time to know, you understand? Once you walk into a Women's Hospital and then you say that, hey, I am Audrey, I'm come to test for sickle cell, it is absolutely free for you, your children. But what we're actually hoping to do now here on GHOne is to tell all engaged couples, if you're about to marry, we hope that it won't get there. But if you have gotten the set a date yet and you are moving forward and you don't know, come to us. We'll test you for free. Who knows? You may even get some more tests, for more premarital tests for free, Right. But this test is for free, absolutely free for all Ghanaians, young, old. When growing up, I'm sure you saw people who had a disease like you mentioned. We can begin to mention what these children are going through. And we are saying that we can end it. It starts one step at a time. Right. Imagine if you had the genes and you had to wake up to come to work this morning. And then, God forbid, you have a crisis. Would you be sitting here right now?
Absolutely not.
Exactly. That is what we are here to do, to prevent it, so that everyone can be as healthy or do things. As Doc says, we shouldn't say what a regular person would do. But unfortunately, this can restrict a human life, a human being. The pain, go to these hospitals, the pain children have to go through because I didn't check, because he didn't check, and we brought them to the world. It is no fault of theirs, but they are here, they have to live it. We can do better as parents.
Absolutely.
It is our responsibility.
And that's the key word, responsibility. Be responsible for the others that you are also, the children that you bring to the world. Don't just bring out of just feelings. No. Know your G.
Know your G.
I think I like that. Right.
Know your
G as well. So, I mean, where are you located if people want to walk in and just kind of get this test done?
The Airport Women's Hospital is located at 16 Kofi Annan Street, Airport residential area.
Okay.
One landmark we could use is the Quales residence. We're right next door.
So Shangri-La, you cross the road, you go straight.
Right
Airport is on your right.
It's right after
ample parking. Ample parking.
All right, guys, thank you so much for coming. And please get tested and know your G. I mean, you need to know. You need to know, especially those of you who are so much in love now. You want to marry fast. You are telling Pastor, give us date. Know your G. Get to know that one first. It's very important. Thank you so much from guys from Airport Women's Hospital, and we wish you very well. We're also here to support the campaign. Absolutely. But today, 10th of September, some beautiful people celebrating their birthdays. And so let's celebrate their birthdays with them as well on the show. And this one says, happy belated birthday to our beautiful and dedicated admission officer, Madam Amanshra of Pentecost University. May God continue to bless you and make you great. I pray for a fruitful life ahead, filled with joy, love, and success. And this is from Clinton to you. A long one here. Happy glorious birthday to you, my dearest Jenny. Cheers to many more years ahead with God's uncommon favor and grace. May you excel and be uplifted amongst your peers in Jesus' name. Wishing you the very best in life. Good health, wealth, success, and divine protection is what I seek from the Most High for you. Have a blast and enjoy your day to the fullest. And it's from what? Condomson. Wow. Condomson says happy birthday to you, Jenny. Have a wonderful one. Happy birthday, Raphael Kodjo Bani. May the Almighty God bless your new age and keep you safe. And this is from your friend Akosia to you. She says, do have a wonderful day. Happy birthday to you, Kodjo. Happy birthday to Councillor Mrs. Faustina Austin, Living Grace Ministries in Sunyai. And it's from your husband, Mr. Austin, your son, and the entire family abroad. We super love you. Happy birthday to you. So more birthdays this morning. Happy birthday, Mrs. Dorcas Odro. She's a psychotherapist in Toronto, Canada. And it's from your husband, Mr. Odro, your kids, Ethan, Alice, and Ezra, and your mom, Mrs. Doris Osebunsu, and your siblings, Mr. Dako, Kami, and Nanaya, all wishing you a splendid day today. Dorcas? Happy birthday to Rose Yeboah of Boaman Amwako. May God bless you for everything that you do. And it's from your everything, Stephen Nanansia in Duisburg, Germany. Everything, Stephen. I'm proud of you. Happy birthday to you, Rose. All right, so happy birthday to all of you. And as part of your birthday gifts to yourself, go get tested. Know your genes as well. Happy birthday to you. But that's how I draw the curtains on the show this morning. Many thanks for joining us. And I will be back same time on your television, God willing, tomorrow. Do have a wonderful day.